Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today's video is another Werewolf game, my special edition Valentine's Day game that I ran this past Sunday on Valentine's Day. How many times can I say Valentine's Day? Who knows? But it's basically called the Bloody Valentine's Day. And I designed this game where everybody gives each other Valentine's Day gifts or a Valentine. But there ranges from shields, guns. Then I have 3 special roles in there that'll come out later. And I cut that part out because it was so long and now it's really random, so you wouldn't know anyway. So it's just kind of boring to watch. Just watch everybody give everybody a gift. So I cut that part out for sake of timing or for the time of this video. So one thing I will say that I didn't call it out in the game when you're watching because I forgot. So I just messaged the players. I'm Cupid in the game, so basically I roll a dice and pair 2 people together. Whatever roles they had to begin with, their win conditions are null and void. They have to win together as a team or die together as a team. So Blake was the Time Lord, which lost all his powers because all his powers affected his win condition. So he was no longer able to take time off the clock or anything because he no longer had that win condition. But Alexandria was a vampire. They still got to do the vampire thing, whatever. But his win condition was winning with Blake, so if that makes sense. I never called them out in the game. You don't really notice that they're the Cupid till late in the game, but just want to clarify that from the get-go, because like I said, I forgot to call it out. Got to wake them up so everybody just watching now would know who was Cupid. Well, other than that, it was a great game, long game. If you like to get in on any of these games, links down in the description of the Facebook group that we play at. My next game is on the 26th and be my last game for a while because I'm going on vacation probably like next month or early in April, and then I have my schedule's changing. I don't know when I'm working, so on the 26th will be my last game. So if y'all want to get in on that, that's the last one I'm doing for a while. But till next time, hope you enjoyed the video. Peace. Alrighty, got that written down. Sorry it took a minute. Hello everybody, welcome. I'm your host today, Cupid.
Oh, you dressed as a pigeon. Why?
Oh my god, here we go. See, when I ordered the wings, it looked more real than this, and I was so disappointed when I got them. I was like, I'm not reordering. All right, do we have everybody? Alrighty.
Do we need numbers for this game or?
No.
No.
I only need numbers for my side of note taking. So. Alrighty.
Okay, I'll drink this away before you make me choke to death.
All right. I could reattach this just in case somebody doesn't have it. All right. All right, welcome to my Bloody Valentine's Day special. I planned this like months ago. I've been working on it ever since. So my idea was, I have something cool and I wanted to dress up. So I said, dress up optional. Thanks for everybody that dressed up. They all look great, phenomenal. So this is going to be all about teens. Let me bring this down. Maybe y'all won't hear me good enough. I realized it was up there. So game conditions for a game win is the village team wins when they eliminate all other teams. Werewolf's team have the same one because there's so many different teams, not just 50%. Twilight team wins when there's 50% left. It's like, so if it comes down to 6 players, the Twilight team, when I get to them, there's 3 of them on a team. And then you have the Cupid lovers, probably even harder. So I'm Cupid, so nobody's going to get the roll Cupid. I'm going to randomly roll the die, and whoever gets it, I'll message them saying, you're now on the Cupid team. And the Cupid, you win together, like the two people selected by Cupid win together or die together. And you win when your final 2 players. And it trumps any other win conditions that you have. And
Do you know your
Twilight team
Cupid?
and Cupid team.
yes, you'll wake up with your original team. Then the Cupid's team wakes up last. And I'm just saying, you're gonna wake up with your original team, so your team still thinks you're on your team. But the Cupid team, whoever's been linked together, is gonna wake up last. Just so you know, if you're on the Cupid team, your win condition trumps any other one. So like if you're on the Wolves, you're no longer winning Wolves, you're winning with your partner. And the other role conditions have special conditions you can see below. Huh? Any question?
I just had a question. There is the Direwolf, and that one I think can choose.
I'm gonna go over all the
similar-
roles that are in the game. I'll explain it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. Let's see. So there's gonna be a 3 system nomination for voting. When the timer runs out. The day ends if y'all lynch somebody during the day, or y'all can vote for no kill. And obviously the votes have the majority for it. Gameplay, timers used. Let's see. If you want to read over the gameplay, you can, but I don't want to go too much into it because most people has played. If you have one-time rolls, like for priest, for instance, I don't think I have any in the game, but just in case, if you have a one-time roll, because some of the not artifacts, I don't know why I said artifacts, the Valentines might have a one-time action. I will not call you at night. You just have to message me before you go to sleep. It prevents me from calling a roll that does only have one-time power, that only acts once. It keeps me from calling them over and over and over again. Like I used the priest as a good example because Daily was a priest and used it on the first night. I kept calling him every night. It just shortens the night. So just keep in mind, if you have a ability that happens one time, you have to message me before you go to sleep if you want to use it that night. So with the Valentines, I came up with something I thought would be kind of cool. So after the first night, everybody wakes up. The first day, you're gonna get Valentines. There's 21 Valentines. Everybody's gonna get a Valentine. And I'll say, I'll just go in the order of my screen. I'll be like, Elliot, send somebody a Valentine. And then he'll give me a name. He'll choose a number from the list. And I already randomized that already. So you'll get a Valentine. The Deflector Shield is from Joseph's Gualami game. So like if you're nominated, you can use this as a one time. You can use it and automatically nominate somebody else to be on the chopping block. You'll know you'll have it. Super Serum, I changed it up because I didn't want people like metagame or saying, oh, I have an extra life, you can kill me. I don't want to do that. So Super Serum gives you an extra life. So from any elimination, you won't know that you have it. So all the Valentines you get, all you'll get is the box of chocolates I'll send you. And then you know you have one of the ones that's not covered or specifically saying. Now there's only 2 bad presents with these, at least I consider 2, is poison. And I've already pre-rolled how many days. So if you get the poison one, I'm sorry, but you'll die in 1 to 4 days. And I already pre-rolled that. But at least it's not an automatic bomb and die like the first night or anything. But actually, you won't die the first night because you're doing the presents afterwards. You get the Rotten Tomato, which is basically, if you get it, you become a diseased. Now you'll affect with the werewolves and vampires. So like, if you die to the werewolves will not get a kill. If you die to the vampires bite, the vampires will not get to bite anybody the next night. The gun, you will not know you have a gun, but basically you become a 50-50 hunter. So if you die, you get I roll a 6-sided die, 1 to 3. Your gun works. 3 to 6, your gun does work, and you shoot somebody that you die when you die. The Gift of Blade, which I have also in the game, I decided to put them in last second. You're immune to vampire bites. You will not know you're immune. Like again, it'd be a box of chocolates. And the vampires, when they try to bite you, has no effect on you, just like if you're a blade. And I have 3 surprise gifts. You will know you have those gifts because they do certain things. I'll let you know in your messages. Any questions on the Valentine's gifts?
Do you know do you know if you've got poison, or that would just be a lovely surprise?
It'd be a surprise.
That's a bad gift.
Is vampire bites just like the vampires killing someone?
I'll explain that because I'm adjusting how I think I've fixed it where it'll be good. I'll explain how they kill. Because last time it became a shouting match, and I was like, yeah, that's not going to work. So,
Yeah, that didn't work.
so I set it up to where the village has to make a constant a decision whether to kill. Basically, I'll explain it when we get to it.
I'm sorry if I missed it. So I only select the present, not the person who I'm giving to.
You select the person, and then I have you choose from a number. So you do
Sure.
both.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have a number, and whichever you choose, I'll send that person to it.
Okay. Thanks.
All right.
Sorry, with the tomato again, do you know you got it, or is that another box of
I
chocolates?
think
Lots
the
of
only one you
chocolates.
know is the deflector shield, isn't it?
Yeah, the only one you know is the deflector shield because you got to know when you can use it. Everything else you don't need to know.
And could someone stack up with lots of gifts?
Yeah. So basically, I was thinking about making like flowers. I'm just gonna make it simple. A box of chocolates. Everybody gets a box of chocolates.
No, so what I meant was, could someone end up with more than like 2 gifts or 3
No,
gifts, or like,
there's 21 gifts. Everybody's getting a Valentine. It's just cool who you want to give it to.
Okay.
So when I call the teams on the first night, what is a box of chocolates? I'm just saying is you're gonna get I'm gonna send you a box of chocolates because you don't know what you got. That's what the box of chocolates is. 2 hours late, cold. I'm gonna start reading chat so I can get on with this. All right. The village team. So you got villagers that don't have any powers, just a plain villager, which might has some, depending on what kind of Valentines, they might can do stuff. So who knows? The mentalist. Each night chooses 2 players that are not themselves, and they're told they'll be giving this if they're on the same team, or this if they're not on the same team. The bodyguard protects somebody each night. They cannot choose the same person 2 nights in a row. The bodyguard does not protect against a vampire bite. I did that last time. It didn't work too well, so they only protect against other nighttime kills. And I created this character because I'm trying to balance Dracula. And in the rule books, Dracula, when I get to him, Dracula chooses wives, but the wives know they're chosen. I didn't want that to, like, oh, I'm a wife, kill me so he doesn't win. So I'm trying to balance it out a little bit. So I created the divorce lawyer, waits up each night to try to find somebody and find out if they're a wife. And it's up to the divorce lawyer if they want to spell that out, if they find a wife. And that's all they do. And it can, and they're immune to being chosen by Dracula to be a wife.
Do the wives know their wives?
That's why I was saying they do not know their wives. Because I didn't want them to know their wives and, just like, I'm a wife, kill me so Dracula doesn't win. I want to give Dracula like a fair shake, And I added Blade in. I changed how Blade works from my previous games. So Blade wakes up each night and chooses a vampire, including Dracula and Edward, which when I get to Twilight, Edward's a vampire. If Blade chooses a vampire, he gets to have 2 looks the next night. So if he kills a vampire, he has a chance to kill 2 people the next night. But if he kills a villager, he'll mourn the loss the next night, not act. Then he'll act after that. He can go back and start trying to kill again. If a werewolf is chosen, nothing happens. And Blade is not affected by the vampire bites. And he cannot be chosen as a wife by Dracula. Including Dracula as a vampire, but Dracula does not act like a vampire, if that makes sense. Theoretically. Any questions so far? All right. The werewolf team. So you have the basic werewolves, wake up each night and kill somebody. Don't even know special powers. You have the wolf cub. If the wolf cub is killed by the village during the day, werewolves get 2 kills. The dire wolf will wake up the first night because they love somebody so much they want to bond themselves with somebody because it's Valentine's Day, you know. So the person that the direwolf is bond with dies, the direwolf dies too. And that's direwolf. Only waits up by himself the first night. They'd be the first one on the call order on the first night.
I have a question for this. Because you said the Cupid outrules everything.
Mhm.
How does it work in combination with the direwolf?
Well, that's not a win condition for the direwolf though. So you potentially have 3 kills. So if the direwolf gets selected by the Cupid, they'd be paired with somebody else that to win with that person, but the base ability for the direwolf is not a win condition for the direwolf. Direwolf wins with the wolves.
All right.
So that could potentially be 3 kills.
Direwolf is eliminated. The player they chose isn't necessarily eliminated.
Nope.
Correct?
It's not.
Okay.
It's not both ways. It's just like
Okay.
the idea is if the direwolf chooses a villager and the villager dies, and the direwolf dies with him. But the direwolf, the villager is fine, or whoever else they choose. They could choose a vampire. Who knows? All right. So that's. I got the lone wolf in its own category, so I have him on the other team. But they wake up with the wolves too. But we'll get to that.
And yes, Paul, I agree with you.
What? The voice lawyer is a role I never thought I see in a werewolf game. Like I said, I was just trying to balance Dracula, the best way I could. So vampires team. So the vampires, they wake up each night and choose a person, just like werewolves, except so like we have a 3 times the nomination there in the day. The vampires hit their target will die if the village does not eliminate on the first one, or they choose not to eliminate during the day. That makes sense. So like on the first nomination, if y'all don't kill that person, as soon as you nominate for a second nomination, that person dies from the vampires. Doesn't matter who, nothing. So the village has to make a decision whether to let the vampires have a kill or not by killing on the first time.
So the nomination should be very spot on the first time.
Pretty much.
So it doesn't have to change to a second.
Yeah. Now, unless the vampires bit somebody who has one of those gifts, they're not affected by the gift of Blade, or if they try to, if they attack Blade and there's no kill, then that's what happened. And they cannot be, and they cannot be killed at night by werewolves. Vampires can't. Everybody understand that one?
And Dracula's not in the vampire team.
No, he's not. He does not act with the vampires. He has a lot of traits as the vampires, but he doesn't act with the vampires. He does not wake up with the vampires at all.
But how does the vampires win?
I didn't put that in there, did I? All right, so
No,
they'll win when they make up 50% of the village.
Like the Twilight team.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're slightly more powerful. They don't have to eliminate everybody because they're a little bit harder to kill people, I guess. We'll see.
Does Edward belong to the vampire team or strictly to the Twilight team?
He's on the Twilight team, but he wakes up with the vampires.
All right. Okay.
Confusing.
Huh? Is it too confusing? No. Okay.
No.
All right. So Ari went over Cupid. I will roll dice roll and link 2 random people together, and they're now the lovers of Cupid, of me. And then we have the Twilight team, the love triangle, based off the Twilight movies. You have Edward. He's a vampire. He wakes up with the vampires. He cannot be killed by the werewolves. I have Jacob. He's a werewolf. He wakes up with other werewolves. And he's on the same team with Bella and Edward. And Bella is just a regular villager, but she'll wake up, like I'll call the Twilight team the first night. They wake up together. Now they know they're on the same team, and they win when there's 50%. Then the others, I've added the Time Lord, because I always run a timer. So the Time Lord would not be called at night because there's no point. He'll message me 2 times throughout the game to take 2 minutes off the clock. And that's right after y'all wake up. If he doesn't do that, I will not take 2 minutes off the clock. And what I'll do, I'll just end the day at 2 minutes if he does it to do it today. He cannot do it the first day. First day is the only exception. He's not allowed to do it.
Can I ask a question on this?
Yeah.
When he takes 2 minutes off, how much time do we have in the day?
Y'all won't know. That's the beauty of it. So basically, I have a timer. You'll see it right here. Be counting down. If he sent me a message that day to take 2 minutes off, the day will end at the 2 minute mark. He only gets to do that twice.
So the day is only 2 minutes long, you mean? We can only
No. The day, the first day is 10 minutes.
2 minutes left.
Yeah, when it's 2 minutes left on the clock. First day is 10 minutes. Every day after is like 15 minutes.
So the timer you said can
Will end 2
vary-
minutes early.
Yeah, I meant like, is it gonna be 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
No,
Or is it your timer? I mean.
so the timer would be right here.
Yeah,
You'll see the timer as it's counting down.
I get that for the first day is 10 minutes, for the second and on 5.
No, after the first day is 15 minutes and it counts down like a minute.
15.
Yeah, after the first day is 15 minutes, then it goes 14, 13, 12, 11, 10.
All right.
All right. Lone Wolf, he's on the werewolf team. He waits up with the other werewolves. He's probably the hardest role to actually win with. He has to be the last one in the game. So you might have 3 werewolves and a villager, but the game's not over, and you were like, all right, which one of y'all to Lone Wolf? All right, then Count Dracula. Since we have this many players, I'm making it 4 wives. Each night he chooses a player, they become a wife. If Count Dracula makes it through a whole day and a whole night cycle with 4 wives, he wins the game. And he's immune. He cannot be eliminated by the vampire's bite because he's technically a vampire. He's just not with the vampires. And he will not wait with the vampires. I guess you could call it a super vampire, but he has his own agenda he's running.
I have a question then, I think.
Okay.
I think it was Wiki was trying to talk about as well. I don't get it with the direwolf still. If the direwolves become a cupid, they cannot win.
They can.
Yeah, the win condition is still theirs.
Yeah, but they can't be the last 2 players because then the player that they've chosen as a direwolf will be eliminated.
You're right. So how about this? So if the direwolf is chosen by Cupid, his previous effect will not happen.
So the previous player chosen does not happen.
So no, yeah, direwolf is basically just a regular werewolf at that point, but he's Cupid. Like he's tied to somebody else. Good point.
And another question for the direwolf: does the selected player know that he was chosen by the direwolf?
No.
Okay.
Are all the roles going to be in the game, or is there a chance that we...
All roles are in the game.
Okay.
Roles listed are in the game.
All roles listed are in the game. There's no surprise roles.
This could get interesting.
No. I think what she meant. I think what she meant is: is there a chance that there are roles that won't be like the ones you showed us? That you won't use all the roles you showed.
I'm using all the roles. I have enough players. I use in all the roles.
Okay.
The game end if Dracula wins?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really worried about Dracula.
So
But the special
the only thing I had a question for
is
if the Time Lord wins, y'all want to keep playing if the Time Lord wins?
We have to do really badly to let the Time Lord win, given the Time
Yeah.
Lord has to run out the
I mean, a
clock
couple
in 3
times
days,
y'all
we
let
can
it go to
only
time
shorten
in past
2 days.
games. That's the reason I'm adding it.
I think adding that the vampires kill people by the second nomination will make it really hard for the Time Lord to win.
So
And there's no seer.
no seer. You have a mentalist.
Got mentalist instead.
Yeah, and Blade is a little bit of a C as well.
Yeah, he's gonna be a way I design him in this game. He'll kind of know, like if he targets a werewolf and that person doesn't die, he'll know that it's a werewolf, pretty much.
And is it gonna be like all the special roles are only once? Or could it be that there are two Time Lords, two Draculas?
No, just one. Just one.
Just one.
And the rest is regular werewolves, vampires, villagers, and stuff.
Yep.
All right.
Only ones you got multiple of is going to be villagers and basic werewolves. Those are the only ones you have multiples of because they're basic roles.
Vampires.
And vampires?
And vampires, yeah.
Okay.
You know-
Basically, there's about 6 different teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still a little confused about the vampire bites. Like, if they nominate someone on the second nomination, that player is going to get eliminated. I'm not.
No.
sure I understand.
So you have 3 nominations during the day, right? You have 3 times to kill. You do not kill somebody on the first nomination, and then you nominate somebody for a second nomination. Doesn't matter who it is, whoever they pick that night will die instantaneously.
Basically, if say Jamie was picked by the vampires,
yep,
and we picked Elliot first nomination, we didn't kill Elliot.
Yep.
As soon as the second nomination happens, Jamie dies.
So as soon as you nominate somebody for a second nomination for the day, that's when Jamie dies. So basically, the village has to decide whether to give vampires their kill or not.
So you got to be really careful about your first nomination and then following up with the second one. Then.
All right, I'm gonna start sending out rolls.
Dugan.
Yes.
If we nominate on the second nomination the person the vampires killed, does that still count as the second nomination?
Wait, one more time.
If we on the second nomination nominate the person the vampires picked, then I assume we nominate them and they die before we get a vote. Does that still count as the second nomination?
Yes, the vampire death would not cause the village to end its day. Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm saying because the person we nominated is now dead.
Okay, yeah. In that case, yeah.
Does that still count as a nomination against our 3?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's why you got to be extra careful with your nominations.
All right. Also, for anybody in my games, I use sound effects. So this is for time to go to sleep. This is your effect when it's nighttime. This is morning. And that's morning. Those pretty much sound effects. I have one other sound effect I'm doing when we start. But is Adam's ready? Adam, you ready? You got your roll? All right.
Drop out, Adam. Make sure you mention it.
Unless there's no any more questions, so it's time to go to sleep. It's first night. Notes real quick. Alrighty. First thing I need my dire wolf to wake up. Choose somebody and you'll be linked to them. If that person dies, you die too. So if you die, they stay alive. Thank you, dire wolf. Go to sleep. All right, got my dire wolf. Oh, forgot to meet people. First night's gonna be a little bit long because I gotta tell everybody to wake up so you know what the teams are. So my next team, the Twilight team, wake on up. Wave at each other. Y'all on the same team. Once you woken up, go back to sleep. Now, as I said, everybody on the vampire team or Twilight team, if you are a wolf or a vampire, you'll wake up with these other teams. So vampires, all my vampires, wake on up. All right, vampires, go to sleep. All right, my werewolves, all my werewolves, wake on up. Wave at each other. Say hi. Sweet. All right, you guys can go back to sleep. I forgot to do this before.
Welcome everybody to Jugenville. My name is Cupid, your lovely host. We're gonna take it down to our person down at ringside, Aphrodite.
Thank you, Cupid, for bringing it down to me. I just dropped all the Valentine's Day presents to everybody. We got 21 people, so I brought all 21 down here. And everybody's showing all the love, all the happiness, and all this. And then
Aphrodite. Village, I think we lost Aphrodite. Somebody killed Aphrodite. I need y'all to find out who did it and bring back justice.
They said sorry multiple times.
That's okay.
All right. Well, guys, somebody killed Aphrodite, the goddess of love. I don't know why. But today's the first day of Valentine's Day, so let's start out with Elliot. Who do you want to send your Valentine's Day to? And
Elliot had the highest probability to give out the poison.
Yep, true.
I think everybody's got a present or Valentine. Everybody's feeling the love. You can start your first day.
I have a couple questions because I dropped out when some rules were being explained. The last thing I heard was Grow trying to get clarification on if Cupid and the dire wolf picked the same person or whatever. Because
so if dire wolf is picked by Cupid, dire wolf original effect will not happen.
Basically, they become a werewolf.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the person they pick as the dire wolf won't. Okay. And then I had a couple other questions. For the mentalist, like they find out if people are on the same team. But if they pick, like, say, Jacob and another werewolf, will they get thumbs up or not? Because technically Jacob isn't on.
No, they would not get thumbs up. It would be different
so they
teams.
would only get thumbs up with Edward and Bella.
Weren't we supposed to get 15 minutes on the first day?
No, 10 on the first day, 15 minutes on the next day.
Okay.
Can everybody see the clock? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And my last question was, is there anything preventing the divorce lawyer from making known that they're the divorce lawyer? Because they're the only person that can basically prevent Dracula from winning in 3 days.
That's what I'm saying. They have to make the decision whether actually, like, divorce lawyers like helping everybody. So
right, that's why I'm saying there's no reason for the divorce lawyer not to come out, because nobody except for Dracula who can't kill you can kill you.
Correct.
So.
Well, then I guess I can come out as the divorce lawyer. So everyone come to me for your legal services.
Oh my god.
That could be dodgy.
Lick, were you about to say something there? I saw your hand up.
Oh no, I was waving back. Just waving back to Cody. I don't need legal services, but I appreciate the offer.
So quickly with the items, I'm looking over them, and there's 3 that the players won't know that they have, and then there's 3 surprise gifts that the players then also won't know what they do. Or did I just miss?
I think
I've added 2 surprise special Valentines, and I explained in their message what they do.
Okay.
I just got flowers.
You as well? Now I feel cheated.
Exactly.
Who else got flowers? I thought I was special.
Well, I wouldn't.
You're all
That's not necessarily a good thing, though. They could be.
Did Jurgen basically go out to one of the fields and just go picking?
One of the bunches of flowers is from Poison Ivy from Batman.
Oh.
Damn, you found my true identity.
I'm surprised by
you
you.
Spain in there as well, in case you're a werewolf.
So my question is, for the people, did everyone take note of who gave Valentines to whom? Because there's a good chance, like, vampire could have given one to another vampire, werewolf could have given one to another werewolf.
Well,
so they knew.
The vampires don't know who each other are yet.
Did they not wake up last night?
Vampires do.
Yeah, they woke up. All the teams woke up.
Oh, they did?
Only team that hasn't woken up
But
is
I mean-
Cupid. I'm gonna call them tonight, make sure they got their
Oh,
messages.
okay.
Given
Sorry,
that
I
you
didn't
don't know
hear.
what you are giving out, I don't know if that really plays into it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I-
random.
It doesn't really
Everyone had
matter.
to get a
Yeah.
Valentine, and it was all random. It didn't matter too much.
I also know why I got mine, so and
Yes,
it's for
yours was
personal
obvious,
reasons.
Cody. Okay. And if it wouldn't have gone to you, then.
And if a Strawberry was here, Strawberry, we got one
Then
from
I'm the
Chris. So
divorce lawyers.
What was that?
Chris was trying to send you a Valentine's Day, but you wasn't here, so he had to send it to somebody else.
Oh well.
Yeah, who was really happy to hear they were second choice.
The only, oh yeah, to answer your question, Adam. The Vampires was not able to act the first night. They know who are on their team.
Yeah, everyone knows whose team they're on and who's on their team.
My,
Well, they should
Well,
know.
not everybody.
my thought is that we kill because with three bad teams and
Well, there's about five
about
bad
three
teams.
low and I was just going to say and these sort of three lone rolls and the Cupids, chances are we hit someone who's good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, chances are you're going to hit someone that's not on your team. I mean,
Yeah.
there's 8 teams,
And-
so
And we're not going to accidentally hit Cody, so the odds become even better.
I don't know if that was too soon, but it sounded like between the conversation of Adam and Jugan that it was pretty safe. And I'm fairly new, so maybe I made a mistake. But
I mean, in my opinion, you're the only one that can help us prevent Dracula. So everybody other than Dracula will want you alive.
Yeah,
So-
and Dracula's the one who can't kill you, so.
Whoever thought the voice lawyer would be the most popular person in the village.
especially on Valentine's Day.
The
I
one
was
guy who's
actually really
trusted.
happy to get this role too because I'm actually a family law clerk in reality,
Oh,
so
no.
it just kind of works.
That's perfect then.
Have
You
stories
get
to
that
tell
much
at
love in
work.
real life?
Yeah.
So
So anyone here an accountant?
What?
Anyone here an accountant? I'm just trying to find Dracula.
I'm just keeping an eye on the time because we're down to about 3.5 minutes.
For the first day, we can do all the 3 nominations, right? We have nothing.
Yeah. The
Flick.
vampires didn't act, and the Time Lord can't work today.
Flick. Should I be suspicious of that? You keeping track of time? Remember yesterday, Flick?
No, but you were keeping track of time because you were a werewolf. I'm keeping track of time because we're going to run out of time and we could have had 3 nominations, which would have enhanced time. When we do it all last minute, you don't always get the
That's
information.
fine. That's fine. I'm just taking a note.
So are you going to make a nomination, Flick? Go on, give us one.
I haven't got anyone at the minute. I want us to actually, like, as a group, come together.
No
on
one
this.
else has much more information either.
I nominate Elliot.
Second.
Okay.
I'm down for me.
Can you?
for last game or what?
Yeah, you don't want to kill me on the seer.
Who's the seer?
Well, I'm sold.
All right, I got first for Elliot, and Elliot seconds himself. So who was the first one? Sign him. Give your reasoning.
Elliot said we had to kill, so why not start with him?
All righty. Elliot, you second yourself. Is there a reason?
Yeah, I wasn't going to hang around be seconded anyway, and I've been watching Guami play a bit.
All righty. All right. Give your defense. First minute's yours, and the second minute I didn't cover this is for questions for the defendant only.
Yeah, so I'm on the village team. I've got an item that it would be helpful if I could use, so I'd rather not die day one. I'm not even going to say I'm just an ordinary villager. In this game, there are so few villagers that I think even losing one is going to make it a lot more difficult. It could quite easily come down to Twilight team versus werewolves versus vampires. I know everyone's been joking about killing me since before the game started, but I don't think anything I've said is wrong. It's all absolutely. I think you're all correct. We know no one. I know it's a shot in the dark, but I think there's.
Now it's time for questions if you have them for the defendant.
Did the vampires get to pick a player night 0?
No.
Okay.
So that's for Dugan, I know.
Any questions for Elliot?
I don't quite understand why he's second being nominated.
It's sort of what he does.
Maybe because we don't have the vampires to kill if there are second nomination.
Again, questions for the defendant. If we have no questions, we'll go into voting.
It's a bit of me just thinking we've only got a couple of minutes left. There's no point wasting 10 seconds before one of you decides to second me. I've got no doubt that someone would want to second me. There's enough people here who would always jump on that bandwagon. Adam?
Why'd you give me a Valentine? You tried to poison me.
10 seconds.
It was just it was sort of random. You were bottom right of my screen and weren't moving much, and I suppose I thought work from one of the ends makes it easier to keep track of who's had one and who's not.
Alrighty. We have 21 players, so we need 11 to kill. Down to kill, up to save. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's playing. You're still alive. 2 minutes left.
Sorry, was playing Blood on the Clock Tower earlier, which is why I got the up and down wrong way round.
I was in that game.
Quick question about the items again. Because I'm going back to the thing that certain players won't know what they have. So people are saying like they have flowers. Could that not mean they have one of the things that they don't know that they have?
Yeah, it definitely could.
What it means.
That's like the generic message he sent for people who didn't get like the deflector shield.
Yeah, so if you got flowers, you could have
poison.
Random item, basically.
We have 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Why did Vicky and Oscar vote down?
Vicky voted up. Her thumb was just off the screen, I think.
Oscar voted down, I believe.
You're muted.
Muted
You need
up.
to unmute yourself.
Sorry, in my case, I think down was not good to kill Elliot.
Taking these wings off, they hurt.
That's fair.
So I vote to kill it. But I know now that this is to save and this is to kill.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, Elliot messed up voting for himself, so I'll give you that one.
Yeah. And we can't kill Oscar anyway for day one, he's too new.
My biggest worry is Dracula.
I agree, but what do we do with it? I think that's just a reason to kill. Well, not today, but at least after today, it's far more of a reason to kill because you might get lucky and hit a bride.
We're getting close to the last minute. Don't we need
I'll nominate Simon because he nominated me and seemed really keen to do so.
I got one for Simon. Do I have a second for Simon?
Yep.
All right, Balaj. Okay. Give your reasonings.
I did. I'll pass.
All
Just
right.
to stop the timer.
All right. I'm muting everybody. Simon, defend yourself.
I only nominated Elliot because Elliot said we've got to kill night one. And to be honest, when people say they've got to kill night one, I think, well, why don't you nominate someone? Otherwise, I'll nominate you. And it's kind of worked in reverse, I think. Yeah, that's my defense.
Oh. Anybody have any questions for Simon? I forgot to hit the mic.
Simon, what team are you on?
Team Village, all the way, baby.
Any other questions for Simon, or we go straight into voting?
Simon, you have a special ability as a villager?
I have no special abilities. I've got a lovely bunch of flowers.
Simon, Team Edward or Team Jacob?
I'm going to go with the one with abs. Love abs.
I think they both had abs.
He's an abs man.
Simon, was your gift for Jamie a tell that you're on the same team with him?
No, it was your gift for me to tell that we're on the same team.
I don't know if we're on the same team because I didn't wake up last night.
Okay.
All right. All right, we still need 11 to kill. We're voting on Simon. $11 down to kill. And voting up is to save. Down to kill, up to save. Need 11. 3, 2, 1. That's 9 down. Still alive.
We have 1 minute, so we really need to.
I'm just mentioning, if you got flowers and you haven't said yet that you have flowers, you shouldn't say that, because one of those presents could be the rotten tomato, so you're like diseased, and you don't want the werewolves to not kill you if you're the diseased one.
If no one has a better option, I nominate Hella.
You got one for Hella?
You have a reason for that?
Because I think the gift exchange between the person who gave it to her and who she gave it to was the most unusual threesome. So I think that those three may be on the same team.
I'm just not following you on that. If we could pick the gifts, I would see why people would target who they pick. But
I don't think Adam is saying.
I didn't have a second, so the day continues.
Sense. I think he's saying it's a social read.
Maybe.
Alex had a second.
I would say I have played with Balax before.
Alex seconded.
I chose him.
All right.
Just muted.
I'm sorry. All right. Give your reason. I heard Adams give your reason, Alex.
I think we need to kill somebody, and I think Adam's reasoning is good.
Alrighty. Need everybody. Go ahead and give your defense, Ella. It's her defense. We're not voting yet.
Yes, but I will say I'm a villager. I'm not on any of the bad teams, or there are many bad teams in this game, and I was chosen like one of the last ones, I think. So I just chose a player I had played with before. That's it. So, yeah. But I don't have anything else to say that I'm a villager. So, yeah.
Any questions for the defendant?
Hella, on what team are you?
Villager team. And I don't have any powers. I didn't wake up. So, yeah, I know nothing.
So you would agree with Adam that we are on the same team if I say that I'm on the village team as well?
Yeah, if you're on the village team, of course. But I don't know which team you're on.
All right. If there's no more questions, we'll go in straight into voting. And this is the last defense of the day. So regardless of what happens, we're going to sleep afterwards. 3, 2, 1. That's plenty. You take Hella down to the gallows. Strap her up to a wood stake. Make sure she didn't have anything. Oop. She screams bloody murder. Ah! Killed yourself a villager. Well, village, you killed yourself a helpless village. Let's get my bodyguard to wake up. Who do you want to protect tonight? Thank you, bodyguard. Go to sleep. Get my werewolves to wake up. All my werewolves. Who you want to munch on tonight? I need everybody to come to consensus. All right. Thank you. Werewolves, go to sleep. Get my vampires. My vampires wake up. All my vampires. Who you want to bite tonight? Think vampires go to sleep. Let's see. Let me get Blade to wake up. Come on, Blade. Who do you want to... You want to use your power tonight? It's a May ability. Thank you, Blade. Go to sleep. Gotta get Dracula to wake up. Choose somebody to be your wife. Thank you, Draco. Go to sleep. Let me get my lawyer, my fancy lawyer, to wake up. Who do you want to see if you chose as a wife? All right, last but not least, let me get my mentalist to wake up. All right. Don't anybody say anything, because I got a lot to first off say. Blake, you're invited to the Guami village for to show off your invention, so I'll see you back tonight. You're sent. Yep, Blake. You're sent out of the village. Let's see. Flick, you're brutally murdered in the night. Thank you, Flick, for playing. And Adam, you were also killed in the night. And that'll be it.
Okay. So
2 deaths.
So how would there be 2 deaths? It would be Cupid or Direwolf. And
Also
Adam
be
was
the
asking
poison.
about or poison.
Or Blade.
Or Blade, yeah. They're
Or
like
Blade, oh
multiple.
god. Yeah.
There's a lot of possibilities.
And in terms of the sending out, which role does that?
No.
Be a surprise
None.
gift.
Yeah.
Surprise gift.
Surprise gift, yeah.
So he'll be back.
He will be back, yeah.
So maybe the surprise gift was the role of the old woman or whatever they're calling it now.
I don't think so.
Or do you think it's a one-time thing?
Yeah.
What surprise gift are you talking about?
There were a
The
number
surprise gifts that he sent out.
We don't know
We don't know about.
the effects of 3 surprise gift.
So someone got three people got things that were not described. They're like a surprise. Yeah.
Yeah. And one of them seems to be like the old hack power.
We got vampires in play now as well, so.
Oh, right.
So the first nomination is important.
So the one thing that's going through my mind, and I think I know the answer, but I'm just.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Myself.
Adam, come back.
What?
I forgot something. Adam, you had a gun. Choose your target.
Oh, I looked in the dead chat, so I'm not gonna shoot anybody. That wouldn't be fair.
It wouldn't have worked anyway. It was a 1. Sorry about that. Continue.
So basically, you brought him back from the dead only to have his whole bill safe bill.
Yeah.
So Adam is dead rather than just sent to a different village.
Adam and Flick are dead.
Yeah, Blake was sent away.
Oh, Blake. Okay, yeah. Cool.
So who is that now? Adam, Flick, and Blake.
Blake will be
sent
back.
away, and
He'll be back.
Blake will be back. Blake.
He'll be back before we go to bed.
Is this like
Still here.
maybe some what you meant with the surprise gifts?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So maybe Blake got a gift that allowed
So he
him
comes
to be
back
sent
later.
out.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Or someone
Yeah,
got a
he'll come
gift where
back.
they can. Mhm.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, really, the deaths were Flick and Adam.
Yeah.
Do we not get to know the teams that they were on?
You want no night kills.
Okay.
Can I just? I think I know the answer, but just because I'm doubting myself and I don't want to be wondering when we get to the vote.
Because
what I'm wondering is, I know if we don't kill on the first nomination, the vampires then kill. What I'm trying to decide is, am I more frightened of villagers getting killed off, or am I more worried about Wives of Dracula surviving? And I think my thought is probably don't let the vampires kill today and tomorrow, but after that I really do start to get unsure as to.
Well,
Blas has his hand up.
Sorry.
Did you find a wife?
I did not find a wife, so that means that Dracula's wife count is theoretically at 1. The person I checked was Flick, so she's dead, and I learned nothing.
Can the lawyer check him or himself this case?
I can't be a wife of Dracula.
Okay.
It's in
Cody,
the role.
I know it's fine in the case of Flick, but with anyone who's alive, you don't want to mention you. Check them because you don't want to give Dracula ideas of who to pick next.
Well, exactly. I knew Flick was dead, so I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I just wanted everyone to know that there's at least one of us is a wife of Dracula, probably.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, Dracula's going to pick a wife every time. Is there a chance that they can't, or will they just always take it?
They can die. There's some roles that can't be wives.
Okay, here's the thing. The vampires can also choose werewolves, though. Right? So,
yeah,
because they don't know who the werewolves are. So they could
we should try.
Yeah, we still want to be very particular about who we select.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm just saying that.
Best case scenario would be a werewolf and a wife, and we kill them.
Yes.
Best case scenario would be Dracula. Get him out now.
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe they were Cupids, and maybe Adam was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Blade choose a vampire. Maybe Flick or Adam were a vampire. One of them.
I mean, it's not like we're finding out right now how they died yesterday.
Blade would also kill a villager, though, and just be sad about it. So we don't really have a lot of information on a Blade.
It would have been foolish for Blade to kill on night one, or not really?
They have to pick
choose
someone.
Every night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think they have to pick somebody.
I think it's permissive,
It
isn't it?
says there wakes each night and chooses a player. So
yeah.
No, he said May. Last night he said May.
He said May.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's different from what's printed there. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Someone get the lawyer.
Fine print.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't think it's important to know how they died yesterday. We won't figure it out anyway. But we have like time restraints, and there might even be 2 minutes less than we see on the clock. So,
Guess it comes down to are you more scared of vampires or werewolves?
Yeah. What I found peculiar yesterday from who we nominated, I just counted. So we were 21 players, and I counted 16 roles. If we say there are 2 werewolves and 2 vampires, which I don't think is enough, that means we have like a maximum of like 5 villagers, and all 3 we nominated claim to be a powerless villager, and one of them died and was a villager, in fact. I don't think we are that lucky in picking 3 complete villagers on the first day at random. So I don't believe that both Elliot and Simon are villagers.
You're probably right.
One of them
also people with a role might just say they are plain villager. So just to keep that in mind, they have then roles, but they will probably not say
putting that out there.
Yeah, no.
So,
the point is
Andreas, if I nominated you, not that I'm going to, what would you say you were?
I'm a villager. That's why that doesn't help.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone's going to say that.
But I'm saying that not being forced to do anything.
Andreas, if we pick the bodyguard of the mentalist, what should they say they are?
I'm just putting that out there because I found it.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I think your count is actually slightly better for us than it appears on paper, if that makes sense. Because also something like the Time
maybe
Lord
I give that,
says
but normally
villager,
people don't
I
say.
don't really care too much.
Yeah. Just from what I read from you two.
Guys, remember we can't let the clock get to below 2 minutes though because of the Time Lords. That becomes risky.
How many times can the Time Lord let time run out? Twice or 3?
Twice.
They have to make it run out 3 times, but they can take 2 minutes off twice. The big risk for us is that if they take 2 minutes off, we don't get our day kill, which with Dracula around becomes very risky for us.
Yeah, for the Time Lord will be good to apply this power.
Honestly, I'm so confused right now. I don't know how you guys are able to nominate anyone.
Yeah, my only concern was that Simon took, for me, a long time to tell me that he was a villager without no special powers. But besides of that, I don't know who nominates.
I was just rambling.
That's just I'll be honest, I often pick who I nominate at that type of situation randomly. I just go on the basis that someone has to be nominated and that sometimes you've got to be the one to do it.
Are we not nominating extra careful this time because we don't want to give the vampires a kill? So a first nomination is crucial right now.
Yeah,
we have to be pretty positive.
Yeah, if we choose someone to nominate, must be the person to be chosen.
Jerry, do you have any thoughts?
Not yet. It's too early. Too many people. I struggle early game with getting reads on people.
I think the biggest thing that stood out to me yesterday was that I thought that the reasoning for nominating Hella was a really terrible reasoning, but I kind of trusted that Adam thought that was a good reasoning. But I really thought that Alex's seconding was strange because I really thought it was a really bad reasoning.
Well, Adam's usually a good player with good reads. So again, the timer was running out, and it seemed to make sense to me. But obviously it's wrong.
What I found more interesting about it was Adam then voted up.
Yeah, he changed his mind.
I tend to think Wade might have killed Adam.
I think that
Jesse has a question, so give Jesse the floor.
I was just gonna say, just to clear, I was the person who picked Hella to give a gift to, and I just picked randomly. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say, but I did think that was interesting that Adam is dead now, so maybe there was something to that. The if people who picked each other and he was keeping track of that, and also randomly Ella was keeping track of that, but she's dead too. Maybe there was something there. I picked Ella, who was a villager, but I'm not saying that clears me in any way. But I did find that interesting.
2 minutes.
Or Blade killed Adam because they thought that the nomination was suspicious. That's possible.
The people that I sort of trusted.
Guys, we have only 1 minute for seconds.
Yeah.
I'm not putting too much stock in the present exchange or the Valentine exchange.
No.
It's too random.
I'm tempted to nominate Simon if no one's got a better view.
Is that just so that nobody nominates you instead?
That's a side benefit.
Who would you shoot, Elliot, if you would have a gun?
Simon, I'm not saying I've got any strong reads on him, but there's been a couple of bits, and the fact that he didn't say first time round he was a villager, and just some reactions, I just got suspicions he's not an ordinary villager.
You defended him initially by saying that what is a Sierra mentalist supposed to do when they're confronted about that? Now you're kind of saying, he took too long.
I said I didn't like the logic. It didn't mean either I loved Simon.
We're under 3 minutes, guys.
And you also said that, it doesn't mean anything on the first day, just it's all random.
It's too possible that the Time Lord use his special power.
Nomination of you might have been random. I didn't love the defense. I'll nominate Simon.
I'll second.
I'll second.
All right. I'm going to mute everybody. All righty. Who nominated first? Give your reasoning. Oscar, we're at
I just the fact that Simon had to be pushed to yesterday to claim a team, his reaction at a couple of other points seems eager to kill. It's a gut feel. It's social reads more than logical, if that makes sense. But I just don't have a good feeling about Simon.
Okay. The second nominator. All right, Jesse, we'll give you a reasoning. You're muted.
I'm unsure. Just we only had 40 seconds left, and I thought what Andrea said earlier made sense about all these people claiming villager, that someone probably isn't likely a villager from the group. And also, I felt like there was some weird, kind of like how Elliot said, weirdness with his answers. Not that they were terrible, just if you have to pick someone, I thought his answers were a little strange in his tone. That's all.
Alrighty. Need 8 to kill, if I did my math correctly. So we're voting on. Oh, I'm sorry, Simon. I'm sorry, Simon. Defend yourself, Simon. Fully watching that.
Yeah, so there's 40 seconds left. That's plenty of time. I don't think Jesse needed to jump on so quickly. That makes me very suspicious of him. Elliot, I really don't get your logic at all. We were, from what you were saying, just because I don't like this whole thing. Like, you have to say I'm a villager the first thing, otherwise you're not a villager. It's just absolutely stupid. It's just an excuse, really. And all the people who were saying we have to nominate, but yet not nominating, yeah, that's super sus as well. So to be honest, I'm kind of suspicious of everyone. Apart from the people who didn't say anything, and then you're good in my books. Go for it.
All right. Anybody got any questions? Raise your hand.
Do you want to claim anything else now, because you're likely to die on this first nomination because of the reasonings people gave?
I will still claim to be a villager.
Any other? All right.
I have one, if I can. Would you rather keep yourself alive just to try to find a wife because you were suspicious on the first day, so Dracula won't pick you?
I'm not Dracula, if that's what you're asking.
Nope.
I think you want me to find a wife.
Yep.
Why? What role finds wives? That's not Dracula.
Not you.
But I'm not Dracula.
Okay.
Really confused. And Balash, I'm super suspicious of you. You're doing more talking than I've ever heard.
Alex, nice nails.
All right, we need 9 to kill. Did my math correctly now? 3, 2, 1. We're voting on Simon's life. That's more than enough. You drive Simon down to the gallows, and you go to shoot him with a silver bullet. And Simon has a gun. You get to pull out your gun. Who you want to target?
Elliot, I'm not bitter at all.
It's a 2. Has no effect. But Simon was a vampire. All right. Let's go ahead and start with my old hag. My game's old hag goes first. And their power takes first hold. So if werewolves try to kill that person, they're not there. Vampires try to bite them, that person's not there. They have no power if they act at night. Blah blah blah. Thank you, old hag. Go to sleep. My spellcaster. They didn't act last night, but do they want to act tonight? Thank you, spellcaster. Go to sleep. My bodyguard. You want to protect tonight? Thank you, bodyguard. Go to sleep. All right, my wolves. Who do you want to kill tonight? Thank you, wolves. Go to sleep. Oh, my vampires, wake on up. Who you want to bite tonight? Thank you, vampires. Go to sleep. All right, Blade, wake on up. You want to kill somebody tonight? You can Blade, go to sleep. Let me get my Dracula to wake up. Choose somebody to be a wife. Thank you, Dracula. Go to sleep. My lawyer. A liar. Divorce lawyer. Thank you, my divorce lawyer. Go to sleep. My mentalist. My mentalist. What do you want to look at tonight? Choose two people that is not yourself. Let you know if they're on the same team. Everybody, welcome back to the land of the living. First off, Alex. Wait, did Blake ever come back? All right, Alex, you were sent to the Guami village because Blake told you how great it was there and you want to go to visit. Chris, you had a spell casted on you and you can't talk today. And Balazs, you died of a slow death. Thank you, Balazs, for playing. And that was it.
This job is really difficult. I did not find a wife. I found someone is not. I think Dracula's wife count has risen to 2.
Are you allowed to say who is not a wife?
I'm a little hesitant to say that because they might become a wife.
What question? Could Dracula pick other vampires to be a wife, or no?
I think you can pick anyone, but I don't know. That's up to Jukin.
What?
Can Dracula pick other vampires? And does Dracula know who the other vampires are?
No, he does not know who the other vampires are.
So he could pick them. Okay.
He could pick a vampire.
So basically,
one thing maybe that Cody, though, if you check people, maybe you can try to find some sort of pattern by which the Dracula player picks people. If you can find
the only two people that cannot be a wife. Only two people that cannot be a wife is the lawyer and Blade. Those only two people. If Dracula picks them, nothing happens.
If I was Dracula, I'd probably pick Vicky and Oscar because as the new players, they're least likely to die early.
Why did Elliot not die when Simon shot him? Was that the dice roll?
Dice roll.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a 50-50 on the gun. 1 to 3, it doesn't happen. 3 to 6, he actually kills him. And it rolled a 1.
How many wives needs Dracula to win? 3 or 4?
4.
4. And
we're getting close.
To have them for a 24-hour cycle.
Well,
we
we might have a little more
No, it can be less if this. It says here 3 or 4 wives in the door.
You can clarify it as 4.
But with the number of players, with 4.
Oh, 4. He has to have 4 wives between a day shift or day and night.
Possibly, but I don't know.
It's possible that we already killed a wife, or that Dracula chooses someone who can't become a wife.
Yeah.
I mean, does Dracula know that he doesn't have?
Yeah, you don't know.
Like, if Dracula picks someone, do you let them know that that person can't become a wife, or you just let it go?
I just let it go.
Okay.
I mean, the chances are we got 5 or 6 days because we're likely to kill at least one of the wives. There's a good chance by that point in time Dracula's dead. There's also a good chance Dracula gets killed in the night. and we never know Dracula's dead and spend the rest of the game worrying about what the count is.
Yeah, well, and until I actually find a wife, it's going to be difficult to know. There's also people who are being sent out of the village, so if they're out of the village, I don't think as Dracula they can nominate a wife away from the village as well. So that's another factor.
So if Dracula chose Alex last night, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Crow, you're muted.
So I just
wives has to be in the city for Dracula to win.
Yes.
They have to
be alive. Yes.
No, be in the city.
What if they're sent away?
They don't become a wife.
She's asking if they're out of the village. Yeah, they have to be in the village.
Okay.
The fact there was no kills last night.
There was one.
It was a kill.
Alot died.
No,
He died slowly.
I think he died of poison.
Poison.
That was my interpretation.
Yes.
Ooh, so
But
there
who
was no
did
normal kill.
But so,
Why do you think he died
if
of
he died
poison?
slowly, but if he died of poison, that means the werewolves chose someone they couldn't.
Yeah, so they chose a vampire potentially.
Well, I have a long list.
Bodyguard or rotten tomato.
Yeah, there are lots of chances.
I have a long list of suspicions now that I'm back to the village. So I'm going to go through them as quickly as possible. So on day one, Chris A said something about we should kill every day because you're going to hit someone who's likely not on your team. And last time we played this, people who referred to teams like that were on a team. And I get that village is technically a team, but Chris A is on my suspect list. I didn't like Elliot seconded himself just to say, oh, I've got an item and I want to use it, so don't kill me. That was a waste of a seconding a nomination. So not super sus on Elliot, but a little bit. Jerry has said nothing, which is suspect to me. And my main one actually is Jamie, because he just voted up on Simon, knowing that if you saved him, the vampire would likely get the vampire kill. And so to me, he's either a vampire or Dracula. So Jamie's the main suspect. And Jenny, I'd love to hear some suspicions, so I'm not suspicious of you. The end.
Was Jamie the only one voting up?
No, there were a lot of people, and I do think we need that list.
Yeah.
I just didn't suspect Simon. That's why I didn't know he was a vampire at the time, so I voted up. Like I don't. That's...
Okay,
I actually suspected.
I had Simon down from his first defense on day one because it was not really a defense, and then day two it was also bad. So that's not saying
you're not as good at reading people as you, to be fair, mate. So
I'm 50-50. I get half right, half wrong. So I could be completely wrong about everybody, but that's just where I'm at.
That's good to know. Yeah.
Okay. I agree with you about Chris. I was kind of feeling that same vibe from him. I was super sus of Simon because of how he reacted to Adam's inquiry. And then now I'm a little suspicious of Jerry from, I don't know, the way she reacted to thinking there was no kill last night. That seems suspicious to me. And Jamie for sure is on my vampire watch list.
Do you like
Chris,
Jamie, and Jerry as a sus list?
Yeah, maybe. My only concern, or not concern, I think that Jesse is not a vampire because he voted against Simon. I think Jesse can be in other team, but he's not Dracula or vampire.
Well, Dracula doesn't know who the vampires are, so we can't necessarily rule that out if he didn't vote out.
Yeah.
And one of the vampires is on the Twilight team, and he may just be covering a bit.
Or we may have gotten him.
Strawberry. Strawberry, do you do you have any thoughts?
I think Jerry wanted to say something.
Honestly, at the minute, not really.
All right, Jerry, you got a question?
No, I just want to respond to Blake saying about me quiet. I quite often am quiet this early in the game just because I'm trying to read people. I quite often get reads wrong very early in the game, so I'm just trying to sit back and listen because I generally think there are tells and there aren't. So I'm generally I'm quite quiet anyway.
Do you think that Dracula? I know Elliot made a good point about Vicky and Oscar, but do you think besides those two, and because I think they're being like kind of vocal, do you think Dracula would go after quiet players? Is a question.
Absolutely.
So like
absolutely.
I know I'm sorry, but I think that is more of another reason maybe to go like on Jamie, besides the vampire connection. Plus, he's been very quiet.
Well, we also have to think about, not that I suspect Blake, just in general, both Bellcaster and the old hag can also be on any of the teams. Am I right?
What did you say?
Yeah.
The old hag and spellcaster, they can be like on any team.
Yep, because they're a gift.
Someone out so that
That's a
we can
good
kill them
point.
during the day.
I was very
so.
I was kind of worried
that on there as well.
Sorry.
Spellcaster, if he in this game, I gave it as a Valentine's Day gift, so they have the power to silence somebody at night. Same thing with the old hag. Old hag is a superpower. Old hag wakes up the first night or first in the night and sends that person out, and that person's essentially not there at night. So anything it done to that person doesn't happen.
Yeah, but it's just like for everyone. Everyone can have that. Werewolf could be the old hag and do things and stuff like that.
Yep.
Going to be fun if we get to the final three with one person silenced.
Yeah. So Strawberry, you don't have any reads at all, because like in the last game, the reads were like impeccable, and now you have like none at all.
I'm actually half asleep at the minute, so. But yes, I do have a few sus. Chris is definitely on the sus list. He's not high up, but he's on there. Gru, she's being quieter than usual. And Jesse. I'd say they'd be my three main sus.
I feel like I've noticed Jesse jump on like almost everyone who's been considered suspicious and seconded at one point. And one thing that like Jesse said was best case scenario is that we kill a werewolf and a wife who's a werewolf and a wife. And it's like, why would you say that? I don't know. It's not even, I don't agree, because it'd be best case scenario we kill the Dracula, first of all. And there's a chance of killing like a werewolf, a vampire wife, and there's so many other things. And it was just like a few things that Jesse has said have been
1 minute 30.
strange to me.
I'm also a little suspicious of the people who have been suspicious of the person who's muted right now. Like, that was the first thing that Strawberry said and first thing that Blake said when he came back. And he's the only one who can't defend himself. So that's just something that I noticed.
I gave an entire list.
No
he was
one's
just a part of it.
Yeah,
but
and no
he
one's
was
going to
number one,
nominate
though.
Chris when he can't defend himself. Like, no one's going to do that. But it's just, we were just sharing our thoughts because,
Yeah, I'm a bit suspicious.
I did say he was on my sus
1
list.
minute.
I'm not super sus of him, but he is on my sus list.
Honestly,
You said you had no reads and no nothing, and then when you were pressured, all of a sudden you had.
Yeah, that's.
I noticed that too.
Yeah.
But I do always have at least 3 people on a sus list, even if I don't have any clear reads.
Okay, we need to just get to a nomination. So I'm thinking I'll let Chris. We should let Chris survive to a day he can talk, which I think makes Jamie or Jerry probably our best bet. Anyone got a preference?
I'd second on Jamie.
I
Nominate Jamie.
Second.
All right.
Well, I use my deflector shield onto Jesse then. He's like my most suspicious at the minute, to be fair.
Alrighty. Jamie uses his deflector shield. Jesse, you're now up for defense. So in this case, Jamie was pretty much the only one nominated. So Jamie, give your reasoning why you're deflecting.
He's just the one I suspect the most at the minute, just from watching. That's about it, really. There's a few other people, but he's the top of the list.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Go ahead and defend yourself, Jesse.
Okay, first of all, I voted for Simon and I seconded Simon. So like, I feel like it's pretty much a guarantee that I'm not a vampire. I mean, it's not a guarantee, but I'm not a vampire. I'm a villager, which is another reason I went with what Andrea said. because I also am a plain villager, and I just thought all these people being villagers didn't make any sense. I do have something that is useful for the village, and I think it'd be very foolish to get rid of me. I know that there's a chance that someone else could die for vampire bite, but maybe that person will be a werewolf. So I think the village should still keep me. I am a villager, and it's going to be disappointing if you get rid of me now. And I felt like my reasons for nominating Jamie were sound. Like, I didn't nominate him, but my reasons for suspecting him were sound. Like, I didn't just pull that out of nowhere. And I haven't, and to counter what Victoria said earlier, I don't feel like I've been jumping on everybody. A few people that I thought, like I said about people being quiet would be wives, which I agree. And like Jamie being quiet, and the stuff about voting up.
Okay, it's time for questions. It's time for questions for Jesse.
Again, you're very likely to die right now, and there's potentially a bodyguard in play. Why are you willing to say what you have?
I have a special gift, but I do not have a special role, but I am a villager. I feel like my gift is very valuable to the village team.
So it's not the hag, it's not the spellcaster, so you say you have the third gift?
I guess if there were only 3, I have the third gift, yes.
Jesse, 2 questions. You are a werewolf?
No. Nope.
You are not a vampire, and I think you are not a villager. You are a villager?
I am a villager, yes, which is another reason why I mentioned Andrea's thing without, I didn't want to also claim villager, because literally like 5 or 6 people have claimed villager already. But that's why it made sense even more to me, because I also am a plain villager. That's why another reason I seconded Simon, because I didn't, out of all the villager claims, his was the least, it sounded the most off to me.
All right. We're out of time in Judge Judy's courtroom, so we're voting to kill Jesse. We need 8 to kill. Or 8 to live. We'll see. 3, 2, 1. Six to save, 8 to kill. That's enough. You bring Jesse down to the gallows. Decide to kick him. Actually, you're not going to bring down the gallows. You're going to kick him out of the village. And as you do, Jamie's like, no, you want you to die, and shoot you in the back of the head. Thank you, Jesse, for playing.
What team was he?
What was he?
He's a villager. Let me get Alex back. Are you back? Alrighty. Man, what a bloody Valentine's Day. Killing villagers left and right. Let me get my old hag to wake up. Who you want to send out? Alrighty, thank you, hag. Go to sleep. My spellcaster. Who you want to silence tonight? A spellcaster. If you have the spellcaster gift, wake up. You want to silence tonight? Bodyguard, wake on up. Who you want to protect tonight? Bodyguard, go to sleep. Let me get my wolves to wake up. My wolves. Who you want to kill tonight? Wolves, you have to come to consensus. Thank you, Wolves. Go to sleep. My vampires. Who you want to bite tonight? Think vampires go to sleep. All right. Blade, wake on up. You want to use your power tonight? Who you want to shoot? All right, thank you, Blade. Go to sleep. Dracula, wake on up. Who you want to be as your wife? All right, thank you, Dracula. Go to sleep. A divorce lawyer, wake on up. Who you want to look at? And thank you, Valaria. Go to sleep. My mentalist, wake on up. What do you want to look at? Choose these people and see if they're on the same team. Thank you, mentalist. Go to sleep. Alrighty. First off, Vicky, you decided to go to Disneyland to ride the rides. We'll see you back tonight. Jenny, somebody decided you were talking too much, so you're silenced for today. Strawberry, sad to say that you were brutally murdered in the night. Thank you for playing, Strawberry. And that'll be it.
That is a weird kill.
I'm going to the bathroom, so y'all can talk about yourselves.
What are your thoughts, Alex?
Like Strawberry was pretty suspicious, so I don't know why they would kill her.
Might be a successful blade kill.
Or it could be her soft list. She gave 3 names. I'm trying to think who they were.
Crow, Jesse, and Chris A. I noted it down.
Didn't she say Blake too?
No.
Or Blake? Oh, okay, I wrote something wrong.
I was the only one mentioning Blake, but not because of Blake, just because.
Oh no, I was writing something Blake said and I wrote it in the wrong place. Never mind.
Blade doesn't kill the wife of Dracula, right?
No, he kills normal vampire.
He could kill.
He
someone.
kills any non-werewolf. Most non-werewolves he finds.
You found a wife tonight, Cody.
I did not. So we're at 3.
What are your thoughts,
I
Alex?
know. What's that?
What are your thoughts from listening for the day?
Well, I liked what Blake said about Chris, and I also remember him when it was the first night somebody asked whether or not the vamps knew each other at that point, and Chris like right away answered that yeah, they did. So he's possibly on my vampire list. And then other than that, I think Grow is probably my most suspicious beyond Chris, just because she's been very quiet, and even when she was called out by Strawberry, she didn't say anything. I thought that was odd, but I'm not exactly sure.
Well, I just would like to point out, to me, using a deflector shield is one of the most suspicious things you can do, especially when you target it on a villager. So let's not forget Jamie.
I did vote up on him, though.
Yeah, that got me really. Why did you vote up on the one person you choose
to be fair,
personally?
I've been watching him through the game and I thought he was suspicious, but his defense sounded pretty genuine. So, and I only used the deflector shield because I thought I was going to die. So, It was pretty obvious, so I'm not going to go without using my gift. That was
But if we had voted up, the vampire kill would have happened, and you would have been straight back on the chopping block.
So, what team are you, Jamie?
Village team.
Do you have a role?
No, I don't do anything. I don't do anything special.
But what do we think about the wives? Because there could be potential 3. How confident are we that one of them got killed already? Otherwise, it might be sensible to let Cody say who he checked and pick someone from the unchecked ones to give us a higher chance to get a wife, because otherwise the game is over no matter what.
But the problem is that the Dracula could have picked someone he already checked like the next night or something. So actually those people aren't even cleared.
Yeah, just thinking about how we get a higher chance, but yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And that's where we get to do we let the vampires kill. My feeling is we've had so many village kills we can't afford to, but...
Where's Jenny at?
Werewolves yet.
Is Jenny here?
Know of, at least.
She
right back.
Oh, she just turned off the camera? Okay.
But we have the divorce lawyer. The divorce lawyer make immune to people to become a wife.
I just check and see if someone is a wife.
No, you're immune to becoming a wife.
And I can't be a wife.
Yeah.
So
Dracula's never going to pick Cody. They know it's Cody.
Yeah. So if like there are only 2 people here who are surely not the wife, and that's Cody and whoever Cody checked last night.
I honestly think
and Blake cannot be a wife.
So far, to me coming out with my role is the fact that Dracula will never pick me. Then I think that's the only disadvantage so far.
The one way we can make use of Cody's information without Cody having to say who he's checked is if we let Cody nominate someone, and providing it's like someone who we've already got some stuff on, we just go with it. Because we know we're then getting a villager picking who we're killing, and we know it's someone who he's not checked.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I am still really sus with Jamie. I don't think he's provided a fence. So, if everyone...
Yeah, just let us think about what Elliot said. Whether we want to intentionally bugger the first nomination to get the random kill, to get 2 people killed, and higher the chance to get a wife killed.
Okay.
It's something to think about, but...
So I should nominate someone
we
we're
are
not
so
going to kill?
Yeah,
and just something to think about before we go right away and nominate. We still have 6 minutes. That's what I said.
Then I will nominate Jerry.
Wait sec.
I got one from Jerry.
Are we giving the vampires the kill or not, guys? Because I think we might have lost too many villagers to be able to do it.
I got one for Jerry. Do I have a second?
Don't second.
Okay.
All right, I'm taking that away.
I think we need to talk
confusing
more
me.
No, we just need to talk more before you nominate, because we're going to kill on the first one, so we need to use this time first.
So we are going to kill. I'm
but like,
not sure what we're doing with Elliot's suggestion. I'm confused.
I mean, my thought is we kill on the first one, but
ignore him. Okay.
What was Blake going to say?
What, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 2 things. So one, I think Jamie is the safest kill today. He's claiming just a villager, and he's had super suspicious activity all game. But I was going to suggest if the mentalist is alive, they have a lot of information at this point, because they're checking 2 people against each other every night, and they know if they're on the same team or not. So there's the opportunity to start killing one of the other people on that list if the mentalist is alive. But they don't have to come out. I just wanted to say that before we kill and move on and whatever.
Well, I'm okay killing Jamie, because now that Oscar's changed his background to another slow-moving, soothing, hypnotic thing, I can do that if we kill Jamie. So.
Okay.
Cody, at this point,
It sounds like we go for the first kill, and then I think Jamie is a good choice.
So someone was about to say something to me.
No, it's about questions. So no mind.
Okay. So are we waiting on my nomination? Is that still...
Can I just hear more from Barbie first?
Yeah, I could start maybe with my suspicions. So, yeah, Chris A is on my list as well for that comment that he made, that Jenny also pointed out. I actually had Blake on my list from the first day because he asked some question about the vampires that felt a little like I thought that he might just try to show that he doesn't know how it works or something. So I was kind of thinking that was a bit suspicious. And he asked something about items that also stood out to me. And then I noticed that Oscar and Jesse seemed to have something going on because Oscar was asking him some question in the defense that seemed a bit odd. And then also he was defending him at some point, but then he voted down on him. So I was not sure what was going on there, but that's something that I noticed. And did I have something else? Oh yeah, I thought Adam was weird, but he died quickly. Did I have something else? I think that's all for the people alive anymore. So yeah, and I'm a villager, but I don't get any special information. So just trying to make sense of what's happening.
Blake, why did you vote up on Jesse yesterday?
I thought he was a villager, and he claimed he had some super powerful item. So to me, it was worth keeping him alive because, like we said, there is the chance that the vampires pick a werewolf. And to me, Jamie was a clear kill. So my voting history, I think, has been 100% this game. I am just a villager. The questions I asked day one were because I had legitimate questions about the items. I don't remember asking about the vampires, but that's
2 minutes.
Also, we got a lot of fire on Chris yesterday and didn't nominate because he was silenced. Do you want to say anything today, Chris? Because you haven't said anything yet.
Main reason I said about the teams was if I was trying to hit. I'm on the villager team, but I was trying to say that basically the other teams will want to vote as well because they'll want to try and limit the numbers. So, like, the werewolves will want to kill, the vampires will want to kill, Twilight team will want to kill, everyone will want to kill, Lone Wolf want to kill. Everyone's going to want to kill. That's what I was trying to say.
Dugan, if we killed during the day a Twilight team or one of those bottom 3 roles, would you tell us?
If they're on that team?
That they were.
I'll let you know on teams when people die.
At 50 seconds.
Also for the werewolf, I think there was no consensus during the night, it sounds like. So it might be that someone picked one of the Twilight team and got like
guys, 40
fighty
seconds,
about that.
Seconds,
so maybe the werewolf should have a think about that.
Should we vote the person we're most suspicious of at this point?
I think Jamie.
30 seconds. So I'm. Are we nominating Jamie?
Do it, Cody. Do it before.
Okay, I nominate Jamie.
All right, I had 2 nominations for Jamie. Right? Say that right? All right, give y'all's reasoning.
I mean, he used the deflector shield yesterday, and it was like a pretty obvious. There was so much sus on him, and then he uses it, and I just felt his defense was pretty weak. So that's my reasoning.
He didn't give a defense. It wasn't on.
Oh, sorry, my accusation.
Who seconded?
Logic.
Me.
All right, Elliot, give your reasoning.
Yeah, I'm not going to suggest a strategy where we let Cody pick who to nominate and then not back him up once he does it.
That's it? All right.
Yeah.
All righty. Jamie, give your defense. First minute's yours.
So yeah, I used the deflector shield like I said because I'm going to use my deflector shield before I die, and I picked Jesse because he was the most suspicious to me at the time. But I'm pretty crappy at reading people, and I'm pretty crappy at giving defenses, and I'm always quiet. So I just think it's funny that people always call me out for that. So whatever, it's cool. It's cool. Do what you got to do. I'm done. I'm good.
Any questions for Jamie?
I'm all ears.
There's no questions. We'll go straight into voting.
Who are you suspicious of, Jamie?
Well, Jesse and Balash, but they're both dead now. So, and I was kind of suspicious of Blake only because Jesse jumped on him straight away. But after the vote, and I kind of don't suspect him anymore. And just Jerry and Elliot, but they're not. Yeah, my reads are crap though, so I would never go by what I suspect because they're always wrong.
So you're a normal villager?
Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't go by who I suspect because I'm always wrong when I suspect people. So.
Any more questions? Or go straight into voting. All right. Forever hold your peace. Thus, we're voting on Jamie's life. 7 to kill. 3, 2, 1. It's pretty much unanimous. You bring Jamie to the cliff. Elliot Spartan kicks him off as he screams bloody murder all the way down. He was a villager, but you quickly realize he was on the Twilight team. Thank you, Jamie. And to clarify, everybody, since he's Twilight team, Twilight is 50-50 or how many is in their group. So if there's 2 left, you know, you have to have 4 people in the village and them alive. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this night kicked off. Let me get my hag to wake up. Wait, hold on. Hag, go back to sleep. Did Vicky come back? Vicky, come back. All right, old hag, wake on up. You want to send down to the village tonight. Hey, go ahead, go to sleep. Spellcaster, you want to silence tonight. You, Spellcaster, go to sleep. There, get my bodyguard to wake up. My bodyguard. Who you want to protect tonight? Make your bodyguard go to sleep. Get my wolves to wake up. My wolves. You wolves go to sleep. All right, my vampires wake on up. Thank you. Vampires, go to sleep. Let me get Blade to wake up. Who do you want to shoot tonight? All right. Think of Blade, go back to sleep. Dracula. Do you want to make somebody your wife? All right, thank you. All right, Dracula, go to sleep. Let me get Blade to wake back up. But who you want to shoot again? Remember, it's a May ability. You don't have to. All right, thank you, Blade. Go to sleep. Let me get my lawyers. My lawyer. A divorce lawyer. He will try to find us a wife. Think she can get a divorce. Divorce lawyer goes to sleep. And last but not least, my mentalist. Take on up. What do you want to look at? I think you meant to let's go to sleep. Elliot, you heard so much fun was happening at Disney World. So you decided to go take a trip, and I'll see you back tonight. Victoria, I'm gonna decide you were talking too much, and it's time for you to be quiet for today. And there was no kill last night. Oh, I'm sorry. Chris, you were also dead. Now it's your turn.
I think that was a blade kill.
Yeah, because how does there was no kill last night go with, by the way, you're dead?
So also, you're also dead.
Hold on, Chris, come back. Don't go to the chat. Chris, you had an extra life in your thing. I didn't see it, so you're still alive.
Ah, okay.
Let's kill him again.
So there was no kill, but then a kill and no kill.
Yeah.
That's why.
The,
Whiplash.
Yeah.
Village.
Get him.
Oh my
These I should have wrote my Valentine notes better. I wrote them in the wrong spots, what I did.
So, I think am I at the point where I should give my list of names?
Did you find anyone last night? Probably
I did not. I think that we're at a point where I might need to divulge that information, but I don't know how useful it's going to be.
Would that even mean that maybe Dracula's already dead if you have such a trouble finding a target?
Maybe they got out very early on, but I mean, I honestly have no idea.
Maybe we're just really good at killing wives.
But yeah, maybe. And that would also mean that a lot of villagers are also wives, which is unfortunate because we don't want our villagers dying.
I would still suggest the mentalist if they're alive. I just think there's a lot of information.
I think Cody's information doesn't help.
If we killed Dracula during the day, would we know that we killed Dracula?
Yes.
Okay.
Andreas, what did you say just now?
I don't think Cody's information helps because, like as Barbie said, the last day it could still be like everyone he checked was could be a wife now, and he doesn't find like if he finds like one character who couldn't become a wife, but he doesn't, so it doesn't help. It's only the mentalist and Blade who could help with information. For example, if Blade has found like 2 or 3 things he can't kill, then he knows that is the werewolf team, basically. And we haven't killed any werewolf consciously. That might be an idea, or the mentalist. Other than that, yeah, there's not much information to go around.
The mentalist, if the mentalist was in town, if the mentalist was there at night, we had 4 nights now, so the mentalist should have kind of an idea about who's in the same team and who's not.
There might be a chance the mentalist is alive because we had 2 nights without kill, apart from Balash dying from poison. Nobody claimed mentalist.
No, but
Well,
the
Strawberry,
mentalist is
Flick,
also really
Balazs,
quick.
or Adam, we don't know what they were, so it could have been that any one of them was the mentalist.
Yeah.
Bro, what were you saying?
I was saying that if there is a mentalist, they're pretty quick about it.
They're what about it?
They're pretty quick. The nighttime, it really doesn't take long, but they would have written both names in advance, holding them up, because it's a really quick slot. So if we have a mentalist, they're pretty organized.
Would Jugen tell us? I mean, Jugen, would you still ask every night?
Yes.
Yeah. He continues to do that even.
Yeah.
Okay. So the mentalist could already be dead.
Yes.
Okay.
Dracula could also be dead.
Yeah, could be.
Jenny, you were silenced
Or Blade.
yesterday. Jenny,
Yeah.
what have any new thoughts?
I was gone for a bit of it. I came back and Elliot had apparently suggested something, but I totally missed whatever he suggested. I don't think it's a good idea to. It was something about letting the vampires have their kill, right? I don't think that's a good idea. I would rather just eliminate on the first vote. I don't know what sort of discourse was happening over that, but that would be my opinion, is to try and just eliminate on the first vote.
I'm glad Elliot's gone away for today, just so that I don't get lured into his little web there. Got confused.
Eugen, would you tell us if there's a team wipe? Of all vampires are gone? No?
Did I tell you what?
If there's like a complete team gone, like all vampires are dead, would you tell us?
I won't tell you the whole team's dead, no.
Okay.
So what do we know?
Not a lot.
I feel like the mentalist is probably not here. It's either Elliot or someone who's dead, because at this point, I mean, we're kind of desperate for some info. So my gut feeling is that the mentalist is not around anymore. So we're gonna have to, I don't know, I'm moving forward on the assumption that they're not alive anymore.
Seems safe.
Andreas, do you have any suspicions?
When Chris was on the list, I'm still a little bit suspicious about people who have been sent out, but so many different people have sent out that's like difficult to say something from that. I would love some information, but
I will say I'm not less suspicious of Chris.
You will tell us if the Time Lord is dead, or we don't know. We can know.
I tell you if they died during the day.
Only
Would it be useful?
In my games, you don't find out who died at night because everybody's asleep.
Yes, my guess is that the Time Lord is dead, because if the Time Lord were alive, he will spend a lot of time telling us a lot of stuff, making us.
I don't know. It has
Lost
gotten down to the wire pretty close a couple times if they use their power.
I mean, I still think we just assume that we have 2 minutes less every time and just
I
don't
agree.
Yeah.
let it go.
And it helps that we can only make one nomination, really. So,
I don't know if this would be useful information, knowing whether or not people that I've seen are still alive. Because there have been 3, and that would mean that they still had an opportunity to be chosen again by Dracula. I know it's not particularly useful information, but because it's 3 days old, but knowing that the people I've checked are still alive might, because we potentially have a 4-way situation here. We have 4 people who are wives, and that means Dracula wins when we wake up tomorrow.
Are we also discounting the bodyguard? I mean, there's been a lot of kills, but I mean, I don't know if that would be very useful anyway if they came out, but I'm just saying no one's mentioned the bodyguard at all.
I think there are too many ways that people cannot die during the night for the bodyguard to come out.
Fair.
Can the bodyguard protect someone from becoming a wife of Dracula? I'm not sure if that was clarified.
I don't think so. It's just werewolf kills.
Nope. He's shaking his head, so no.
Alex, do you have anything? I'm a little bit suspicious of you just for the fact that you haven't picked out anyone yet.
I said Chris and I said Grow, and those are still my top 2 suspicions.
Okay. Who would you rather go for?
If we don't want to.
I think Chris is a safer kill right now. I'll nominate Chris.
A second.
What's y'all's reasoning?
It was what Blake said, plus the fact that, again, on day 1, he was the first person to answer right away when there was a question about whether the vampires had woken up and knew each other. I think he's a very likely vampire at this point. Obviously, we haven't killed any werewolves yet, so I think there's a lot of werewolves left in this village, but, I'm going for bad people as I know them, and that's about it.
And
For me, it was the same what people said, and yesterday his defense on when I asked him whether he has to say something, what I thought was very sloppy and not very convincing. And I tend to trust Alex's guts. That's why I asked him for something more, and I'm convinced he knows. So yeah.
All right. Chris, go ahead and defend yourself.
The reason that I said about the vampires is because basically all the teams woke up together. Every team woke up the first night, so every team would have known who's on the team. So I found that was quite weird that you were asking about why who woke up. It was like everyone woke up, all the teams woke up together. That's why I was quick to say that, because I thought that was general knowledge, but obviously I was the only one that was actually paying attention. I mean, I'm on the village team. I want the village to win, but
You want to open up the questions? You can.
Yep.
Any questions for Chris?
Do you have a role?
I don't have a role. I mean, I got given flowers, so I could be whatever. Well, I guess because I didn't die, I guess that's what my gift was.
Who are your suspicions?
Ro, Jerry, but I don't have high suspicion. It's sort of medium suspicion. But
Any more questions for the defendant? All right. So we'll go right into voting. Let me keep do it again. All right. So by my count, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We still need 7 to kill. 3, 2, 1. That's unanimous. You bring Chris down this time. And Chris, how you want to die?
I don't mind.
He raised his hands up, pleading for his life. And Alice grabs a stake and runs it through his heart. Veins pop out. He's a vampire. He's not just any vampire. He is on the Twilight team. Thank you, Chris, for playing. Thank you, Alot, for coming back, reminding me. All right, everybody asleep. Got yourself a filthy vampire yesterday, so let's get my old hat to wake up. You want to send out of the village tonight? Go ahead, go to sleep. A spellcaster, my spellcaster. Who you want to silence tonight? You can spellcaster go to sleep. Bodyguard, wake on up. You want to protect tonight? You can bodyguard go to sleep. I'm get my wolves to wake up. Who do you want to punch on tonight? Wolves, do we have a consensus? I think Wolves go to sleep. Get my vampires wake up. King vampires go to sleep. Let's get Blade to wake up. You want to kill the night? Think Blade go to sleep. Dracula, you want to have be your wife tonight? Thank you, Dracula. Let me get my divorce lawyer to wake up. Find those wives, man. They need that divorce papers. You can divorce lawyer go to sleep. Let me get my mentalist to wake up. Those two you want to look at? They're this. Thank you, mentalist. Go to sleep. Andreas, you won the lottery and you decided to go buy an island, but you have to inspect the island before you go to it. So you flew out today to check on your island. We'll see you back tonight. Barbie, somebody decided you were talking too much for some reason last night and you got spellcasted on. You can't talk today. And let's see. Vicky, I'm sorry to say you're now not long for this world anymore. Thank you for playing. Day's yours.
Okay. Couple of thoughts from being out in the village, if that's okay.
Yeah.
One, I agree. Mentalist, I think, is dead. Cody, unless you found the bride, I'm really suspecting that Dracula may have died early. Just because we know Dracula hasn't won, and the fact that you haven't even found one bride.
I've checked 4 people and I haven't found a single one.
Yeah, that would suggest to me maybe Dracula was poisoned or
I
got out early.
Yeah,
I think so too.
So I'm assuming that's the case. I also, the Twilight team has got maximum of 1 person left, being the werewolf member. And the vampire team, I think, lost a few people, so I think they're on their last legs, if they're even still around, which makes me think we're getting far closer to a regular game of werewolf at this point. Yeah, and the other thing is, I totally agreed with the logic yesterday about being a vampire. I just found that for me, I go back from my head about it being a curious nomination to nominate the person who you knew was targeted by someone in the night and you didn't know for sure whom, particularly given if they're a vampire and they're targeted by Blade, then Blade gets to look at 2 people the next night. And if he picks a villager, he gets 0. Although at least Blade, I think, becomes our seer once we're basically out of vampires in effect. Although nerfed one. Sorry, that's all I got. Anyone else?
I'm curious if Dracula is dead, who killed them? Because if Blade did it, then they would have gotten an opportunity to see 2 people, wouldn't they?
Blade would know if he killed a vampire.
And Dracula's a vampire.
Although
just wondering if that's a
Blade to find werewolves though. So we only really want Blade to come out when he can either confirm a couple of villagers or knows a couple of werewolves.
Elliot, you claimed that you had an item that was super helpful to the village on day 1, and you haven't been killed. So is it something you can share now, or you think they're just better people to kill than you?
I think I can. I was hoping that I'd end up as one of the werewolf night kills. That's one of the reasons why I was a bit more vocal day 1 and 2 to draw a little attention to me, because I'm an ordinary villager of Rotten Tomatoes. It's too late in the game to hope that was going to happen naturally.
I don't think the person with Rotten Tomatoes knows it, do they?
I did. Dugan told me.
Did it? I don't think so. I don't think people who have Rotten Tomatoes know.
Dugan, before you shake your head, you sent me a direct message at 10 p.m. if you want to check it.
Player will not know they are diseased.
That's what the rules say.
Yeah, Dugan, you sent me a message at 10 p.m. that says Rotten Tomato.
Okay.
Did I?
Yes.
That's fine. So, next, what else?
Yeah, I did. My bad. You were supposed to get flowers.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
Elliot was like,
I'm not perfect, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I know I'll mess up on one of those somewhere.
I'm still suspicious of Grow. I want to hear her talk more. She hasn't said much.
No. I think every time I've tried to talk, people have talked all over me. So then I just keep quiet. I was really sus of Chris, but turned out there was a reason for that. And then the only other suspicion I have is actually you, Alex. There's just something off. You're not acting like you used to. It's like you're too serious, and you usually have a bad role when you're being serious.
I'm super serious, you can tell.
But Gro, we can tell us if you have any special gift or ability.
I don't have a special gift, and I don't have any special role. I'm just a villager. And I know we can't all just be villagers, but what can I do?
I mean,
is there a reason we stopped being suspicious of Elliot? Like, I feel like Elliot's name has not come up in a while.
Well, I just said, yeah, that was one of the things I was just saying was that, you know, he claimed he had a great item day 1 and then has not been killed, which I would think if you were a werewolf, someone says, oh, I've got this great thing. It's interesting that they wouldn't target him.
Could a werewolf get Rotten Tomatoes?
I mean,
I guess are random, I imagine.
I think
Anyone
they
can get
took after a villager. Might be that I was just on the wrong track at one point.
And
Jerry, I was going to ask Jerry if she has any new thoughts.
I'm just thinking we want to be really careful of werewolves now because there could be quite a lot left and they could be starting to gang up on the villagers unless we start finding them. Because otherwise they're going to completely overrun us. We haven't found, I don't think we found any werewolves, which is, don't know how the hell we missed them all, but they're very lucky. But Otherwise, they could really start going up on all the remaining villagers and win, which we don't want to happen. But the only person we know is safe at the moment is Cody.
I think Gro's top of my werewolf list, and then Jenny's right next to her. And
wait, who's at the top? Sorry.
Gro's the top of my werewolf suspicion list, and then Jenny. And it's because, I mean, she's usually quiet towards the beginning of the game, but she's still kind of quiet as the game's coming down. And then there was, I think it was 2 nights ago or 1 night ago, it was the night that she came back. She came back and she was like, she made a point to mention that she disagreed with Elliot's idea of, came back from being spellcast. She disagreed with Elliot's idea of letting the vampires kill, which I agree with, but voicing that, making sure that everybody knew that seemed like something that a werewolf would say to me, to like hammer that home that like, oh, we definitely don't want the vampires to get a chance to kill. So those would be my top 2 suspicions at this point.
I'll say that that's the first thing I heard when I came back was the discussion about Elliot. And I can't remember anything else that was discussed after that, except for the vote for Chris. But
we're at 1 minute.
That's the only reason why I brought it up, because that's the only thing I remembered from what I watched.
Fair enough.
I mean, I hate to put that like burden on Jenny, but as people say, she is just usually so on it, and she just to be like, oh, I was away and I don't really, and even when I gave my suspicions, most of yours were ones that, which maybe we're just on the same page, but Jenny is up there for me too.
Well, I'll just say it real quick, so we only have 30 seconds. Jerry already mentioned. Also, Gro and Oscar are on my list. Barbie. Those are the 4.
I'll nominate Jenny.
I got 1 for Jenny. All right, what's y'all's reasoning?
I think I pretty much gave it, so I don't want to take up more time.
All right. Elliot?
Yeah, I'll pass as well.
Alrighty. Jenny, go ahead and defend yourself.
Like I already said, I gave my suspicions. I'm on the village team. You know, that's all I got.
Any questions for Jenny?
Do you have a role or an item that you think is worth saying?
I have flowers, so I don't know what that is. But no, I don't have. I'm just plain villager.
Maybe you'll explode and kill the 2 people next to you.
Maybe I will. We'll find out.
Any more questions for the defendant? Now we go straight to voting. Alrighty. We need 6 to kill. Oh, you have a question?
No, I think Barbie had a question.
Barbie, you have...
Do I vote?
Yeah, you're voted. You can vote. You're just muted. Yeah, you can vote. Voting on Jenny's life. 6 to kill. 3, 2, 1. That's unanimous. You're bringing Jenny down to the gallows. Elliot and Alexandria is dragging you down to the gallows. Somehow you like punch one in the gut, stomped another's toe, and kicked them off you. And then you went back to your house. Alrighty. There was no kill. I don't know what that meant. Did Andreas come back? Yes, he did. Alrighty. Old hag. Wake on up. Who you want to send out of the village tonight? Okay, hag, go to sleep. Let me get my spellcaster to wake up. Who you want to silence tonight? Any spellcaster go to sleep. Let me get my bodyguard to wake up. Who you want to silence, or who you want to protect tonight? Anybody gotta go to sleep? My wolves. Who do you want to munch on tonight? Thank you, wolves. Go to sleep. Let me get my vampires to wake up. My vampires. You want to bite tonight? My vampires, wake up. My vampires. You can vampires go to sleep. Let me get Blade to wake up. Thank you, Blade. Go to sleep. Dracula. Dracula. You want a wife to die. Thank you, Dracula. Go to sleep. My divorce lawyer, wake on up. I'm gonna try to find one that's wise, man. They're still waiting on those divorce papers. Thank you, divorce lawyer. A mentalist, wake on up. Who's the two people you want to look at? All right, thank you, mentalist. Go to sleep. Oh, nice, peaceful village. There was no kill last night.
No silence, no sent out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good call. Reminded me. Starting to drag. Alex, you were sent out of the village because you heard all about the good things. You decided to go to Six Flags instead. And Cody, you cannot talk today. Somebody said you're talking too much. Issues.
So, did Jenny survive because of the item? I think we just got to nominate Jenny again.
Well, hold on. I mean,
no,
we should use the time, though. I agree, but we should use the time.
Alex
no, I don't disagree. We should definitely use the time, but.
What, Jenny?
I'm super suspicious of Alex now. Alex and Elliot. They weren't even on my list, but I'm super sus of them now. I think Alex is probably, well, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say, but I will because I'm going to probably die. I think Alex is probably a vampire. Elliot might also be a vampire.
Nominated you.
I don't think we got 2 vampires left. We've already killed like 3 vampires.
I mean, you might be right about Alex, but that definitely confirms me to you as a werewolf, to be honest, Jenny.
I'm gonna die anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I might as well just put my stuff out there, you know? So.
I will say when, not to keep piling on Jenny, but when he announced that there was no kill, she was super stone-faced, not like a slight, yay, she had no excitement for that. So I think Jenny's a werewolf.
Really? I thought she gave like a little grin, and that made her suspicious to me.
Oh, I did. To me, it was just.
Doesn't matter.
She was like,
doesn't matter what I do.
Yeah, there was so much grinning yesterday. You didn't know you were going to survive. It's my guess.
I'm suspicious of Jenny, but I don't want to forget that Elliot, I think, kind of nominated Jenny just so that the suspicion would go off of Elliot.
Yep, he sure did.
I nominated Jenny because I think she's a werewolf.
I mean, yeah, Elliot is suspicious. For me, from looking yesterday and thinking about things like in peace and stuff, for me, Grow is definitely up there. Elliot. In principle, again, everyone who's claiming at this point Plain Villager because we killed at least 2 of them ourselves, with Jesse and Helly. I know I'm one.
Cody, isn't it?
And we maybe have 4 at the maximum. So there's maybe 1 other villager here. So I don't trust anyone who just says pure villager. So I know Elliot was talking about he might have a role or something. He's not saying it in the beginning. Grow was definitely just claiming that. So especially with like Mentalist definitely dead. There might be only like Blade left and the bodyguard. We're running really low on villagers, so don't believe anyone who says that. So Grow, Elliot, definitely on the list. Jenny as well.
Well, Jenny's basically said she's a werewolf. Cody's claimed a divorce lawyer. Apart from that, no one else has claimed a role other than ordinary villager.
I didn't say I was a werewolf.
Because nobody claimed anything specifically because they were not on the chopping block. I'm just saying whoever is claiming that.
I think Jenny's got to be a werewolf. She accused people of being vampires. Why vampires rather than vampires or werewolf?
I think we should nominate Grow.
Well,
I think we should
maybe,
nominate Jenny.
I think we should nominate you, but
I just have one more thought, and Andreas,
I'm just
obviously,
throwing it out there.
I can't read you, so take this for what it is. But you were originally you were saying you're suspicious of people who got sent out of the village, and then you were just sent out of the village, so you should be suspicious of yourself. And then you're just saying you're suspicious.
I'll give you no pass on that.
Well, hold on. But then you were just saying you're suspicious of people who claim basic villager, but now you're also claiming basic villagers. Yeah. All of the things that you're suspicious of, you are a part of. So I can't not just state that. But that's
with the hack thing I said yesterday, we had so many different people being sent out. I think Alex is the first one who goes twice. Yeah. That doesn't give us any information. Just pointed that out. And I claimed from the first day that I'm a plain villager. And that's obviously, to me, I know how it looks. To me, if anyone else claims it, it's super suspicious. And I'm very upfront with it. And I know I should be then suspicious of myself. And I completely understand that. But that's why I'm suspicious of other villagers.
I still don't see how we do anything other than take out the known werewolf. I'll nominate Jenny.
Wait, there's people who have their hands up.
I got one for I got one for Jenny. Do I have a second?
No. People want to talk.
Not yet.
All right, take that away.
Yeah, Andreas and Blake, my guess is that the person who sends people out is sending maybe their teammates. Maybe is protecting. I don't know if he's or she is a werewolf. Is sending werewolves to protect them from the nominations.
Yeah, that was my initial thought. There were so many different people sent out, and I don't think they are all on the same team at all. That I don't think we get information from what the heck does.
My question then is, what is the criterion for sending out people out? I think that is for protection, to avoid them for being nominated.
Yeah, it could be both. It could be a villager sending people out. That's why it's so confused with what people.
If Blade is still alive, if Blade is still alive and has tried to kill people and they haven't died, then they would be werewolves, correct? I'm reading the thing at the same time. So if Blade is still alive and they have that scenario happen, I think that would also be a good thing to consider then maybe coming out, if not today, but then maybe tomorrow. Because
I think they should come out because also the chance is higher for them now to kill a villager.
I mean, we've pretty much decided on Jenny, but I mean, like,
Yeah, because
They have
Blake
found
can still
someone?
die during the night as well. So
Yeah,
Yeah, we've got 1.5
they have
minutes left.
information. I don't know. I'm just saying it, but we are now at 3 minutes, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm just because I know there's no chance I'm going to make it much longer because I'm obviously one of the most vocal players that's still alive. So yes, I think Jenny's the kill today. I still have my eye on Jerry and Grow, but Grow would be my second.
Grow. Nominate Grow.
Nominate Jenny.
I got one for Grow.
I second.
For yourself?
Yes.
All right. All right. Jenny, give you a reason for nominating Grow.
Because I believe that Grow is not on my team, so she needs to go.
And Grow nominated yourself. Why?
Because I'm so tired, I can't really keep my eyes open, and I'm really sorry, but I have a sleeping disorder. So when I get to this point, it won't take more than 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna be asleep here, so I need to get out.
Alrighty. All right, I got 10 people in the village, so we need 6 to kill.
Can we have comments first?
Oh yeah, I forgot to start this thing. Oh yeah, she was yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable about this. We'd been talking about nominating Jenny all day. I tried to nominate and she wanted more time, and then just at the last minute, Jenny and Grow pull a switcheroo on us. And I don't know what's off, but something feels off here.
I just took the chance when she nominated me.
I have a question for Grow. Are you the wolf cub, ready to die so Jenny can get 2 kills tonight?
No, not the wolf cub. Definitely a wolf, not the wolf cub.
Yeah.
And I think that the sweet Alexandria is a dirty, dirty vampire, and you need to kill him.
Do you think there's a chance we got no vampires left?
No,
No,
I think
I'm pretty sure Alex is a vampire.
But do we really let her do this? Like, I mean, I know if we lose 2 people, if there is still vampires, that's really bad. But
yeah, it looks to me like Grow might be a vampire who wants us to not vote on her and get the vampire kill in.
Didn't she say she is a werewolf?
All right. Any more questions for her?
Something's just off. I can't puzzle out what's wrong, but something is wrong here.
yeah, I'm worried if we.
All right, there's nobody's asking the defendant question, so we're going straight into voting. So we need 6 to kill. 3, 2, 1. So that's 8 to kill. You bring Grow down to the gallows. You're gonna put her in the guillotine. You're gonna pull the lever to kill her. She morphs in this ugly wolf. Killed yourself a wolf. Thank you, Grow. Oh wait, Grow. Before you die, you had a gun. Who do you want to shoot?
I'll shoot Andreas.
Andreas?
Yeah, because he's a villager apparently.
Andreas. What's the stats? Andreas, you were killed by Grow.
Oh, I said bloody.
Andreas was a villager. Grow was a werewolf. Thank you for playing. Alexandria came back. Alrighty. Let me get my old hat to wake up. Alright, think I'll go ahead and go sleep. Spellcaster, who you want to silence tonight? Think Spellcaster, go to sleep. Bodyguard, who you want to protect tonight? Thinking Bodyguard, go to sleep. Wolves. All my wolves, wake on up. Need consensus. Y'all need to come to consensus or no kill. 3. Or count of 10. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. All right. Thank you. Well, let's go to sleep. Jeez, wolves. Alrighty. Let me get my vampires to wake up. My vampires. You on a bite? Vampires go to sleep. Let me get Blade to wake up. Who you want to shoot tonight? You Blade, go to sleep. Dracula. Who do you want to make your wife? Thank you, Dracula. Go to sleep. A defense lawyer. You want to see who's the wife? Still waiting on his divorce papers. Alrighty. Thank you, divorce lawyer. Go to sleep. Mentalist. Who you want to look at for teams? Thank you. Go to sleep. Oscar, you hear so much great about theme parks. You decided to go to check the one in Hong Kong out for Disneyland. You'll be back tonight. Right. Make sure you stay muted. All right. Sadly, Cody, you have died in the night. But Cody, before you go anywhere, never mind, you're dead. Just kidding. Thank you for playing. And that's it.
Okay. I'm wondering if Jenny's Cupid or something. There's something that
pretty
just
sure
doesn't.
she's a werewolf.
Yeah, she's got to be werewolf.
You would say that, you
How do we explain her behaviour
Vampire?
and grow like that?
Alex,
And that's
you're a
why I think she's a
vampire.
werewolf who is, say, Cupid or werewolf who's on the Twilight team or something.
I think Grow is the wolf cub. Maybe we had another bodyguard block last night, and so that's why they only got 1 kill. But yeah, Jenny's a wolf.
Is there something we feel like we need to talk about, or do we want to just move the day along? How do you feel about that?
After yesterday with the switcheroo, I'm pretty keen that we nominate Jenny before any shenanigans
Something
go
weird
on.
happens.
I'd agree.
I nominate Jenny.
Seconded.
I got 2 for Jenny. What's y'all's reasoning?
I mean, she made it pretty clear that she was a werewolf. She wasn't even beating around the bush there, and it's 2 a.m. So I kind of also I don't want to use the full 10 minutes anymore, if I'm honest. And I think we all are at a point where we agree on this quite much. So I think I feel comfortable doing
Elliot?
it now.
Same reasoning as yesterday and the day before yesterday and the day before that or something.
Alrighty. All right, Jenny, give your defense.
All right, so I am a plain villager. Alexandria, under that wig. I know you got them fangs. I know you do. I know you do. I also feel like Barbie also has fangs. I feel like they make fangs at each other in the night. I feel like Elliot is definitely a werewolf deflecting. Blake, you know what? I feel like you are a plain villager. For sure. That's all I got.
Any questions for Jenny? No questions? All right, we can go straight into voting. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the village, so we need 4 to kill. 3, 2, 1. That's enough. You bring Jenny down to the gallows. You go to chop her head off. She has this weird white stripe down her back. And killed yourself a lone wolf. Go to a new page. First off, old hag, you want to send out of the village tonight? Old hag, go to sleep. My spellcaster, wake on up. Think you spellcaster, go to sleep. Let me get my bodyguard to wake up. You want to protect tonight? Your bodyguard, go to sleep. My wolves, all my wolves, wake on up. You don't want to munch on. You go to sleep. Vampires, vampires, who you want to bite? You go to sleep. And let's see, let me get Blade to wake up. Who you want to kill tonight? Thank you, Blade, go to sleep. Dracula, Dracula, choose a wife. Thank you, Dracula, go to sleep. Vince Lawyer. Well, he already came out, so I'm not going to call him anymore. He died. Mentalist. Who you want to look at? Thank you, Mentalist, go to sleep. Blake, you're hearing so much great time out of these amusement parks. You want to go to see the water world. But tonight, Alex, you were spellcasted. You cannot talk. And there was no kill last night. And we only have 5 people, so only need 1 to nominate. Currently in the village.
So is there still a bodyguard? Or are we no longer having werewolves?
And doesn't someone have to come
Cuban,
back?
did you hear that from me?
What?
I said I nominate Barbie.
Your nomination for Barbie.
Doesn't someone have to come back?
Don't, because then we could lose then, I think.
Who went to the village? Who went out to the village?
Blake. Blake's not here.
No. Someone else went out.
Oscar supposed to come back?
Yeah, Oscar.
Oh, Oscar never came back, did he?
Oh, yeah. He was still alive.
Oscar, you still here?
Yeah. I just noticed that.
Did you look at the dead chat while you were gone?
or anything you shouldn't have in the night.
Was you awake the last night?
I spent the night all night sleeping, thinking that you will tell me when to come back.
Okay.
And I send you a direct message, but you will notice that I still sleeping.
Oh, I see it now.
Okay, no, that's fine.
All right.
Well,
okay. Well, I need two. I need two for nomination then.
A second.
That's a bad idea.
So I
think
got
we
one
might-
for Barbie in second. Okay. All right. Elliot, you said you nominated. Who seconded? All right. Give your reasoning, Elliot. Elliot, your reasoning.
Wolves are in the majority in this village, so I suggest we kill off the villagers and then worry about who the Twilight Wolf might be.
Yeah, there you have it right there. so like, I hope. I mean,
the reason
June would have ended the game if.
All righty. Go ahead and defend yourself.
I mean, if there's a wolf majority right now, that's pointless. So, I mean, the wolves are just gonna want me down. So the village has lost. Do we just declare that now, or do we still go through the something? Because if that's true, what Elliot is saying, then they have won. Which also means then that Elliot and Jerry are werewolves.
So I'm saying
doesn't
forgo
help us anymore.
questions. Forgo questions. All right. Alrighty. We're voting on Barbie's life. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the village, so we need 4 to kill. 1, 2, 3. Drag Barbie down to the gallows. Cut her head off. Before she does, she peels her fangs. She was a vampire. But first off, Barbie.
Do I get to shoot somebody?
No, never mind. Your gift was the spell. Was their spellcaster? You're a spellcaster. Thank you, Barbie, for playing. Let me get Blake to come back. There we go. We don't forget this time. Yeah, messed up on spellcaster, but yeah, that's fine. Alrighty. Everybody go to sleep. You had to wake up. You want to send out of the village? All right. All right. Spellcaster's dead. I messed that up. Bodyguard, wake on up. Who do you want to protect tonight? You bodyguard, go to sleep. Let me get my wolves to wake up. All right, wolves, wake up. Who you voting to kill? Thank you. You wolves go to sleep. My vampires wake up. You vampires go to sleep. Blade, wake on up. Who do you want to look at? Shoot. All right, thank you, Blade. Go to sleep. Dracula, who you want to make your wife? Thank you. Go to sleep. No. The lawyer's dead. Mentalist, who you want to look at? Thank you, mentalist. Go to sleep. First off, Victoria, all these crazy thoughts about, amusement parks got you decided you want to go on a cruise instead. So you go get on a cruise. You'll be back tonight. First off, there's a super bloody last night. So last night we have Blake, Alex, and Gary dead. Jerry.
Oh.
3 deaths last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have.
Okay, Oscar.
I muted everybody that just left.
Okay, Oscar, can you, okay, my thoughts are, it's us two and Alex. We're obviously not going to kill each other during the day because the other one's going to vote down. So the real question then, and obviously we can kill Alex whenever we want. That's not going to be a problem to kill Alex. The only question left is, do we think the Twilight Wolf is still alive? In which case we need to kill the Twilight Wolf before we kill Alex. I know I'm not. The question I've got is, are you the Twilight Wolf? So can you say something to persuade me or not?
First of all, I am not the Twilight. Yeah, we can remember who were the other two. The villager was.
Hold on. Victoria, come back. Since there's only 3 people left, are you willing to stay? And everybody just wrote down a name who they want to kill.
Was Victoria the one sent out last night?
She was the one sent out.
Okay, sorry, Victoria, yeah.
Is Alex gone?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was 3 deaths last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so one of us is a Twilight Wolf. We need to work out who it is. If it helps, I'm the Wolf Cub.
So my question is to the remainder 3 players. What we're going to do when y'all ready, write down a name of who you want to kill, and then we'll reveal it.
I agree with that approach, but can we have a little bit of time to...
Yeah, you can, but I'm just saying that's what's going to happen. There's no nominations. Y'all going to write down a name and then reveal it at the same time.
Oscar, do you trust that Elliot's the Wolf Cub? Are you the Wolf Cub? Are you gonna counter that?
I am not any kind of special werewolf. I am a simple werewolf. I don't know about the role of Elliot. I don't know if he's a cub or if he's one of the Twilight team.
The only possible people to be the Wolf Cub that aren't Elliot are the people who died last night. Like Jerry, I think, died. But
she was the only wolf, and I think she's dire wolf because we didn't have any other wolf die when a villager died as a result.
But I think that Elliot wouldn't claim Wolf Cub if it would be really easy for one of us to just say, no, I'm the Wolf Cub kind of thing.
Sorry, this is his thing.
So I personally think that it might be Oscar.
Like that. I know it's one of you two, and I really was hoping one of you two would do something. I mean, that's why I played the early game a bit aggressive, because I was the Wolf Cub, so I thought if I died, it wasn't the end of the world.
That makes sense.
And then the reason I went after Jenny was she was mentioning too many werewolf names on her suspicion, so I guess she was Lone Wolf or Twilight Wolf. But obviously I couldn't say that. And what I would say is, I've really been a team player in all this in terms of scheming for the werewolves and finishing off the village like I did.
I believe you, Elliot. I don't know what Oscar thinks, but right now I believe you, unless if Oscar is able to convince me otherwise.
I'm 50-50 at the moment. Which one of you I'm going to say?
But I can be clear about what are our options. We can vote against each other. We need to do that, or we must.
Yeah, one of us is the Twilight Wolf. The other two are regular werewolves.
I'm gonna give you all the 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna call it, and you have to write down your names.
Clearly, I am not a Twilight, not a Direwolf, not a Cuff Wolf.
I'm trying to think. Who are the other Twilight people?
I think I wrote it down somewhere.
And did they have any suspicions?
Jamie was a villager Twilight.
Our best guess is to choose which one, the Twilight?
Yeah, I have to say Victoria's doing a very good act if she's pretending to hunt through her notes for who the Twilights were.
Would you like to see my note of Jamie being a villager Twilight?
All right. I said I'd give you all 2 minutes. We're out. So write down your names to be ready to show. 3, 2, 1. Oscar, you are dead. They drag you down. You were just a werewolf. Victoria wins as a Twilight team. Congratulations, Twilight. Before you,
Blake.
No. I was rooting for you guys. Hold on, I'll explain. I'll give everybody's role real quick. Thank you for everybody for playing that long, excruciating game. I kind of figured it'd go long, but not that long. Jeez, figured it'd be a lot more deaths than that. So let me get to the roles here. Elliot was the wolf cub again, like 4 games in a row. The wolf cub is like the last wolf, pretty much. Jesse was a villager, but he had the mayor key, which made his vote count twice. If anybody was counting votes, you should have caught that. Chris was Edward. He was the Twilight vampire. Janie was the lone wolf. Jamie was Bella. Strawberry was Dracula. Barbie was a vampire. Ella was a villager. Balaz was a villager. Vicky was Blade. Alex was a vampire, but was chosen by the dire wolf. And when I rolled, him and Blake were the Cupid, and Blake was the Time Lord. But when I did that, Time Lord got canceled out, so there's no way he could win. Or no way Time Lord could win at that point. You also worried about the Time Lord the whole game, and he was never even a factor. Blake was a bodyguard, but died the first night, along with Mentalist, which was Adam, which the bodyguard and the Mentalist died in the first night, really hurt the village team. So it's pretty much no winning from there. And Simon was a vampire. Cody was, of course, the lawyer. Victoria was Jacob. Gro was a werewolf. Oscar was a werewolf. Like I said, Blake was Time Lord, but became Cupid instead. Gary was the dire wolf. And Andreas was a villager. I mean, y'all, I don't know if you want me to go about the gift, or Andreas has the Deflector Shield. Gary had the Gift of Blade. Oscar would have had a gun, but at that point he was already dead, so she would have lived. That's about it. Jacob also had a Deflector Shield, so it didn't matter at that point.
I assume Victoria was Hag.
Was Hag.
Alice was Hag. Barbie was Spellcaster, and then Jesse had the Gift of the Mayor. So those are my 3 special ones I gave out.
Who was Dracula?
Dracula was Strawberry.
Did she turn any wives?
She only, pretty much Alice was the first wife, and then she turned Balaj, but died the same night he became a wife. And then the next night, Dracula got killed.
A lot of people targeting me this game.
You're very popular.
Apparently.
Speaking of targeting, why?
Obviously, the outfit worked, Alex.
These dang werewolves ruined the perfect love story on Valentine.
I was rooting for you. I thought you were going to pull it out. Alex, you were like unkillable except for the fact you were tied to Blake.
I thought you had to be a werewolf. I thought he had to be a werewolf because I'm like, that's the only reason why I'm living is because he is on the werewolf team. But
he was targeted to comply, and I'm like, not Alex, not Alex, not Alex, anyone but Alex. Do not pick Alex.
I tried to save you a couple times with Hag, but.
And we were so nice vampires. We never killed anybody. We didn't have any.
I don't know why Flit didn't protect herself the first night. She should know she's always a target by the wolves.
I tried to.
In my defense, it was like I as soon as I got killed, I was kind of slightly relieved because I'm in the hospital tomorrow at 8 in the morning and I am in a lot of pain. So when I got bodyguard, I knew I kind of need to stay alive for the village. And then when I got killed, I was like, well, that sucks for the village, but blessing in disguise. So, you know.
Got to look at the bright side of things, didn't you?
Yeah, it sucked, but meh.
Who was the Cupid again?
I was Cupid. I rolled the dice for the pair of the two people.
No, I meant the who was the couple?
Alex and Blake. That's why you had 3 deaths. They killed Blake, which was paired with Alex, but Alex was also had a dire wolf with him, so dire wolf hit Alex too. Well, not really.
Who was dire wolf?
Guri was dire wolf. She picked Alex, but Alex was tied to Blake as the love story. And when Blake died, killed Alex, and also killed Gary because Gary was tied to him. That's why you had 3 deaths.
Oh, Jesus.
That was a bloody night. I think one night they sent Blake out and Blake was targeted, and that's why he had no kills. I was like, we made it all the way to night 9.
I'm very sorry about the... What? Yeah, yeah. Props to Victoria. She played...
Yeah, very well done.
Yeah, it was funny. The dead chat was like, well, it's gonna come down to werewolves turning on each other, trying to figure it out. So
when there were 6 werewolves and 8 villagers in the game, yeah, it was pretty obvious that's how it was going to come down to.
There was so many wolves, and I was already thinking we're in trouble, but like we could never kill anybody. So
yeah, it's like the thing is though, like the village was so like wanting to get rid of people the first like vote, and there's plenty of times the vampires targeted wolves.
Yeah,
but everybody was voting like even early on. Like you've kept Jesse alive. That was 2 votes, but y'all was so determined to kill him because I think the day Jesse died, I think a wolf was targeted. If I remember correctly.
Well, I think the first night it was Andreas, then it was Gro, then it was Jenny. Kept it for a while.
So the vampires, like the way that did it, I think it still worked out for them in favor because a lot of people were still dying other than vampires, so they were still technically getting a kill. They just wasn't getting the kill they wanted.
I think as Blake, I'm very sorry about Adam.
Yeah. Victoria killed your mentalist. Blake killed your mentalist, and then Bodyguard protected the dire wolf the first night.
Don't worry, you enter a history of the predecessors there.
I'm so sorry, Adam. I
you're
felt
fine.
it was kind of suspicious, and I was like, who am I gonna kill? Jesus Christ.
I mean, it was a May ability. You didn't have to kill.
What I was doing was trying to make it obvious I was looking for pairs. That's why I kept talking about the Valentine's gifts, because I was the mentalist and I needed to pair people. So I was trying to subtly hint to everybody, but obviously my subtle hint did not work. I think Jenny has a really good question for her werewolf teammates.
Yes, I do. Why was my werewolf team constantly trying to kill me?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
There did come a point where I worked out you were the lone wolf. You'd mentioned too many wolves during the day.
But Elliot, on night 1, you were trying to.
Everyone, and it
Like
was
2
just
people,
Elliot.
it was
There
Gert.
several people who held up my name. I'm
I was like, what am I looking at?
I was surprised night 2 when I saw you awake and assumed that there must have been a dreamy wolf or something. And
there the whole time.
But
And I was trying to kill all my vampires too, so.
It was a
And it was
cover-up,
over and
but
over.
It worked.
I didn't see you wake up in the initial wave high, and I wanted to take you out because I knew if you were good, you were just going to decimate us, and then you were like, "Oh, you're awake. Okay, let's not do that." But I thought Vicky was Dracula, so I tried to kill. I did try and point to her the first night, and she survived.
Me? Yeah, I thought
Wolves.
Vicky was Dracula too.
Yeah.
Wolves tried to kill you 2 nights in a row, but you had an extra life. So I guess they assumed you were the bodyguard, so they went and killed you again. Which I'm shocked they didn't go after Blake again after the first night, because he lost his life. And then instead of attacking him, they went back to you, Vic, or somebody. I forgot who they attacked. But they did.
So who attacked me first?
The Wolves. Wolves attacked you back to back.
Standing at the crossroads between a life